Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of Third Action. I'm your lovely host, Jason, and these are the same three derelict guards that were here last week. In the bottom left, we have Regan Belladonna, Academy Wizard, Catfolk Wizard. I don't know which way I'm going to say it. I need to decide. Anyway, they're played by Char.
You got the name right, you got the species right, you got everything right. We did it, finally!
In my head, I was saying Atroport. In the bottom middle, we have Tullios Couldarn, human fighter, played by Will.
Yep, it is me.
And in the bottom right, we have Felix Milos, Maestro Bard, human bard even, played by Alex.
Hey. How do I put this? I haven't been a pirate in a long time, though. I miss that character a bit, in bits and pieces.
Maybe when Felix dies, you can go pirate.
Yeah, go pirate.
All right, and today's episode is brought to you by the letter Avalanche. Ooh. Can I get it to focus? Sort of. All right.
More or less.
And as a reminder of what hero cards we have in play, we currently have the Big Sky, which allows you to, on your turn, as a free action, let all of your allies that are restrained or grabbed, try to escape. The Eclipse is an evil card, so cheaper for me to use. Allows you to scare everyone on the opposing team, make them all do a will save or be frightened. And the Avalanche, also an evil card, at initiative time allows you and your whole team to get a +5 to initiative. So it's a scary ambush. Alright. And reminder, so the two evil cards cost 3 for you guys to use, 1 for me to use. And the good card here, the Big Sky, is the inverse. Unless the cards change. And I think we've all got a lot of points, where I have 4, Char has 5, Will and Alex both have 4. Okay, so, last time on Third Action, our group of part-time do-gooders, let's see, where did you return? Okay, sometimes I forget to think about what you guys did last week. But you started the last episode... right. You had wrapped up a street encounter with some thugs, rescued a young man by the name of Eamon Gelento, and returned to Felix's bar, the Script and Scribshaw, to do a bit of self-cleanup, bandaging, rest before you make your way over to the Citadel Volshenik, the Corvosan Guard headquarters, where you would like to meet with the head of the guard, the Field Marshal, Cressida Croft. While you were there, you bumped into a patron-to-be, one Grau Soldado, a down-on-his-luck Varisian man who took the passing of the king quite hard and ended up abandoning his post at the guard. You knocked some sense into him, knocked the drink out of him, so to speak, let him rest and recuperate at the inn while you made your way over to the guard. There you were told, you met with the Field Marshal, and she sort of deputized Felix and Regan to take a look into some sensitive matter that she doesn't really want the rest of the guard involved in. Basically, there's been this dude, Varric Van Kaskerkin, who, an ex-guard himself, rather charismatic, seems to have gotten a bunch of other guards or a handful of other guards to abandon their posts, and they've run off and are causing some trouble. And she would like you guys to take a look into it and bring him to her. Dead or alive. Dead, half reward, but alive, full reward. So she would like to speak with him, but if you're not able to, then I won't. You also potentially... you did some shopping. We can cover what you guys ended up buying in a sec. And then went back to the inn. Got some additional info from Grau, who turns out he had been approached by Varric. And you were able to gain some additional information on what Varric was up to, but he didn't go along with it, so you're not 100% sure. Then I believe Regan went back to the academy to successfully, by the skin of her teeth, summon an imp to help her study. So she's going to be spending the next day studying, while the other two, I believe, Tullios went to work the rest of the day. It's now close to midnight by the time he's done and back at the inn, meeting up with Felix. And I believe you guys wanted to do some potential recon. Long summary, but I guess a lot of things happened. Okay. Also, you returned Grau to the guard, so he's not here anymore.
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Mayhem and Mr. Milos, what do you guys do? I assume, I guess you can start with Mayhem returning to the bar. Oh, actually, no. Shit. I forgot to say, you all leveled up as well. I didn't mention that at the end of the last episode. I forgore. Skull emoji. You're all now level 3, so sure. Let's go over, I guess real quick, each person, anything special you got from leveling up, and any purchases you had that were interesting. We'll start with Regan, because you're first in my little screen order.
What did I do? That's a good question, because I did this a while ago. I definitely got trick magic item, because I would like to use any wand if I can.
Yep, allows you to use wands outside of your tradition.
I got some new spells. I got 3 new spells and 2 second rank spell slots, and then I bought a bunch of crap. Oh, what did I buy? I bought a bunch of scrolls to learn later. Enlarge invisibly, friend fetch, which I like. Friend fetch, that one's fun.
It is a very fun spell.
I got
uncommon too, I think.
Yes, I was eyeing it for level ups, and then the scroll was there, so I just took that instead. I got my hand wraps of mighty blows, so my kitty bappers can slap much better. I got... what else did I get? Bunch of healing potions, a bunch of wands, ant haul, phantasmal minion object reading, mystic armor. I guess I didn't buy... I still don't know what the wooden wand with the star etching does. Maybe we'll never know.
Just gotta find out. Just try it out, see what happens.
Did I get anything? I'm trying to look through all my lists. I don't think I got anything super cool. Oh, the healer's gloves, though I don't think I can wear them at the same time. It's my mighty bappers.
Oh, you can.
I have them. Oh, you can?
I think you'd wear the bappers underneath the gloves would be the idea.
Yeah.
The wraps, because they're just wraps. You just wrap
Wrap
them.
bappers.
Yeah, the wraps kind of
So
go
I can
around
do
your
these
like,
at the same
forearms,
time.
a bit of your palm, and then you put the gloves on top. So you could do it the other way.
Okay. Alright, so I got healer gloves, and I think that's like all the cool stuff I got. The coolest things are probably my hand wraps and my healer gloves, and then just a bunch of spell stuff.
Cool. Tullios, what did Tully and Mayhem pick up?
Well, I went shopping and bought a lot of stuff and spent all of my money, not all of it, but a good chunk of it. And I got a buckler, just in case, for shield purposes. I got some fancy armor, big, full plate now, so we'll be, slow but sturdy. A number of runes that will be eventually put onto the weapons and armors that I have. some healing potions, because that's important. And because I bought so much stuff, I couldn't carry it all. So as part of my level up, I took, as a general feat, Hefty Hauler. And otherwise, I'm just braver and gooder at hitting things.
Cool.
Easy breezy.
All right. Felix, what did you end up picking up, level-wise, and any shopping you might have done?
Level-wise, for my spells, I ended up picking 2 spells that I love for the moments they get to be used, and I look forward to finding a way to wedge them in. That's Laughing Fit and Silence. These are both spells that sort of like take the plan that somebody else might have had and just upend it. And like that seems so much fun. By way of shopping, I didn't necessarily go as crazy as Will. I picked up some healing potions, and like got a nifty new sword at the end of last session. From the poor guard that helped out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my new physical toys to play with. And I ended up taking a general feat that makes me an expert in fortitude saves, because hopefully like that'll help Felix with getting hit and like surviving random poisons and other things like that. That'll no doubt come our way.
Poisons? Nah.
Makes sense for the bartender to be a little bit more fortitudinous. All right, cool. Well done. All right, you have the floor for real now. Felix and Mr. Mayhem, what are you up to?
We're heading north into the North Point district to start some recon, gather some information, some intel as to what Van Kaskerkin's group is up to, and whether we have any idea on leads on where he's actually at.
All right. And do you agree with this, Felix?
Indeed. Like, I think my nearest idea would be to go to some bar that I'm aware of, that may not be a friendly bar, but at least something that I'm aware of, to try and like get an idea of the sort of business being done under the general thought that like if someone's trying to make their own mini militia out of other guards who were ostensibly supposed to be guarding the city, they're probably trying to keep them happy, and keeping them happy is probably connected to keeping them drunk. And so like others of my profession will no doubt help guide my investigation. I'm only to figure out who's doing a tidy business right now.
Okay, so the two of you make your way to the North Point district together on the streets. Tullios in his Mayhem persona, I presume. I think you had switched to Mayhem and then you thrown the heads in the river and then make your way over.
Yes.
And Felix in his sort of normal garb. Takes you like 10 minutes to get there, so it's 11:50 p.m. Calistral the 5th, 4708 Absalom Reckoning. Their effects, that's why. Okay, sorry. Separate thing that I'm getting all these notices for. Oops. Oh, now they all showed up in chat. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Just Foundry things. Alright. So you wanted to go check out some bars. Cool. And just try to generally gather information. So I'm going to say that this is a sort of standard gather information activity. This take about 2 hours per attempt. By default, it's diplomacy. If you've got some other approach that you want to take, you could argue for a different kind of skill.
I would like to aid Felix as Felix is looking around by being an intimidating presence behind him.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
So if I can use intimidation to aid, I would be happy to do that.
Yeah, very doable.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the standard diplomacy. Just try and be a friendly ear to the bar staff. Hear their complaints, what has been vexing them, aside from the local troubles that are affecting the city. But like, what specifically, how has been giving you a migraine?
Oh, sorry. Wait, are you going more for rumors broadly, or are you going more for information about Van Kaskerkin?
I'm going more for like information about Van Kaskerkin.
Okay.
The
Just
like
a little bit surreptitiously.
a little bit surreptitiously, trying to like not necessarily give people the direct hint that how do I put this? I'm not going to go up and say, "Hey, have you heard of Van Kaskerkin lately?" But
Right.
like, have you noticed the distribution of guards is just a little bit off?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
You know,
Yeah,
try
just
to
making sure you're
get them
so
to
I know
start
what sort of
talking.
info to give you. Okay.
Of course.
All right. So
cool.
Should these be public roles?
Yeah, why not? We'll do it public. We'll do it live.
Do it live.
So intimidation, that is a 13.
13. I think that's a failure.
You do have some hero points if you want to re-roll that, but
You know what? I'm going to use a hero point on mine.
all right.
So one
Hero point away.
See if we can get better than a 4. That is better than a 4. That is a 20 total.
20 beats the 15 needed, so that gives Felix a +1. Felix already rolled, that's a 14. That +1 will make it a 15, which is enough, just barely enough to succeed. Okay, so you spend 2 hours asking around at bars in the district, the North Point district. Let's see, 1, 2. So it'll be close to 2 a.m. by the time you guys are done. But yeah, you ask around, you find things have been pretty rough the last couple of days, even in a district that's as relatively well off as North Point. A lot of but things seem sort of okay at the more upper class bars that you go to. As you go to some of the more middle class, lower class bars, kind of seedier dive joints, things start to tell a different picture. A lot of people are very anxious. There's a lot of food insecurity that's occurring suddenly because a lot of the merchant ships have just up and left the city after the king died. Suddenly a lot of the commerce and trade in the city has just stopped. So a lot of people who were relying on their sort of daily gold payouts or copper payouts from their dock work and other sort of civic duties suddenly found themselves with no money. And people who had been living day to day suddenly find themselves with no food, or very little food. And people are having to... Things haven't gotten too bad yet, but people are starting to get scared. It's only been... I should have written down exactly which day the king died, but it's only been, I think, like 2 days since the king's death, and people are already getting a little bit hungry. And just as you would know it, some nice, helpful ex-guards have appeared in the area. Said they gave up the guards' work and wanted to start helping the people of North Point. They've taken over a local butcher shop. Used to be called All the World's Meat. The guy who used to own it, I think he died a few years ago. And no family in the area, so it's just been owned by the city ever since. But nobody's taken it up, so just been sitting there abandoned. But they, just a day into the king's death, they quickly moved in, seemed to get some connections real fast, started getting livestock, and they've been handing out free meat every day. Yeah, basically the day after the king's death, they were already handing out free meat. And they seem to have sort of scaled this operation up fairly quickly. And you actually talk to a couple of people who have gotten free meat there, and they love it. They're super happy about it.
What does it taste like?
Tastes fine to me. Gave my sister the shits, though.
Fair.
You ask a little bit more around about like what it tastes like. Some people are like, "Oh yeah, I think it's like chicken." Someone else said that they got like a lamb steak from them.
Okay. So a variety of different. So it does seem like they're actually getting some sort of livestock source for this meat.
Yes.
And it's not.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Interesting.
And you also find out the address of of all the world's meat, which I think is 22 Sturge Street. I haven't labeled the streets, but it is this building right here.
Oh.
This little brown building.
Cool.
Which I can zoom you guys over to.
There we are. I was just looking for it. Okay. So near the outer wall there.
Yeah, it's near the southwestern wall of the North Gate district, or North Point. North Point.
All right.
Interesting. Like,
I
how do I
don't
put
know.
this? It's nice that they're helping people, but at the same time, like, connect that with the thing that we saw out in the wilderness. There are artificial shortages of things being created, and lo and behold, someone to solve that problem mysteriously appears.
Yeah. It does not seem like it's on the level. But I don't know if I'm ready to be checking out the butcher shop tonight.
No, not tonight, but how do I put this? Like, it might be interesting to find a way to keep an eye on it and note the comings and goings and figure out who all is maybe, like, running this thing.
Where did those kids get sent to?
Sorry?
Where did the children, the ones we rescued, where did they get sent to?
One of the orphanages, I don't think on this end of the city, though. Alex, have forgotten.
Yeah, I think it was on the other side of the city.
I think there's 2 orphanages in this area. I think this gray building is one of them here. Again, I forgot to. I still haven't gone in and labeled every fucking building in this city. But
Map of a whole city. That's how dare you not have?
I know
labels
this
on-
building that you're right next to. I'm pretty sure that's something special. But yeah, there's you know that Zenobia did some. She works a lot in the orphanages, so she placed them, or
I guess-
helped place them. You don't know specifically where they went.
My thought process is we know those kids. They were trustworthy enough. Are they interested in some extra coin?
It's not a bad thought.
For
Like-
watching, not for getting involved, not
No.
doing anything dangerous. But if they can keep an eye out, we can give them some extra coin, make things better for them somehow. But I don't know where they're at, so. And maybe 2:00 in the morning is not the best time to go.
No, like, yeah, that's probably the wrong time to be asking
Yeah.
that question. But how do I put this? It is a good idea in that we probably want to avoid being seen directly, if at all possible.
Well, I'll come in. I will look around for orphans tomorrow in a different guise. So.
to ask, what is around that butcher shop? Like, aside from the back wall, are there any other shops, or is it like a residential district that has the one business inside of it?
This part of town, there are right around it is mostly other, like a couple other small shops and stores, some warehouses, that sort of thing. There aren't any residences right around it. They're kind of like a block or so away, because it used to smell really bad.
Makes sense.
At least that's what people tell you. You could go over there if you want, but this is just what you've kind of heard from people around.
If we took the long way back, I mean, I'm assuming we've already been walking around here, but if we kind of took the long way back along the road that goes by this southeastern wall, see if there's guard activity that would be of concern, but we can kind of scout it as a casual thing, in theory. I am concerned that it is the middle of the night and we're walking around, but people do, I know.
Hey, I hear your concern. I think that walking back the long way across, following the wall would be a good idea. And like, we can make our way back to the bar, get a chance to just swing by the butcher shop and get a look at the building, and make a plan to hopefully get some help to scout it out tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right. So you're going to try to surreptitiously walk past it on the eastern side of the building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say we're going to start it further north and and start walking down. And as we do, if we're noticing a lot of guard presence, I may actually have us cut off before we get there.
Okay.
And by guard, I mean them, not actual guards. These people who are former guards and what have you.
Let's see. In that case, why don't you both roll me either... we'll do a secret. You can either do stealth or deception, as your kind of sneaking strategy. If you're rolling deception, it's like you're just trying to look normal. If you're rolling stealth, then you're like hiding in the bushes, as you go along.
I'm trying to look normal in my guard and get up, but we'll see. Actual secret this time.
All right. Okay.
Regular old bartender doing regular old bartender stuff.
Okay. Yeah. You guys are just walking down the street. There's a couple of lanterns lit. They've actually kind of dimmed a lot. The guards are normally the ones who would light all of the street lanterns as they do their rounds, but there haven't been as many guards to do that lately. So a number of the lanterns have already kind of burned out for the night, so it's relatively dark along long stretches of the road. But eventually you do pass by 22 Sturge Street, and you can see this large building. It's mostly single floor, but you can see the kind of center of the building seems to have a second story. There's a singular... as you're walking past it, as you're kind of north of it, walking south, you can see they've got like a front window, like a shop window, a big glass window where they have like the meat display and stuff. You can't see in detail because you're not walking up to it, but you can see that there's a light in the window. Doesn't seem to be anybody standing outside. There's just a lantern hanging inside the building. And up on the second floor, as you're walking past, you also see, you can see there's windows up on the second floor, and you can see seems to be a light up there, maybe a candle, maybe a lantern, you're not sure. And you catch sight of, like, just kind of a shadow of a human, just kind of walking past a window inside. So there's someone in there. Don't know how many someones. But as you're walking down the street, yeah, you don't see any kind of guard presence, either at the building or along the stretch of road here. It's fairly quiet this time of night. Most people seem to have, like I said earlier, a lot of people have sort of locked themselves up. People are afraid. And yeah, you seem to be able to pass by without arousing any suspicion of anyone. You do pass by a couple of people here and there, but they don't take notice of you. Maybe one or two kind of glance back at Mayhem when they pass him, like, oh, who's that? Just because you look a little bit striking, but otherwise you're able to round the corner here to the south without any issue.
All right. Well, it's occupied at least, but we can.
Yeah. Definitely. Someone's home even at 2 a.m, keeping an eye on the place. So they do seem to have set up shop.
Not that I was necessarily planning to sneak in, but that does make it harder to do so.
Yeah.
We're not going to catch him sleeping like last time.
I think keeping an eye on it during the day may be the better bet, and tracking the comings and goings of people.
All right. Well, we'll head back to the bar then. And then I'll probably head home from there, once we figured out. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go track down the orphans, or some orphans.
All right. So yeah, you guys break for the night. Regan engages in full study mode. And yes. Cool. Let's see. Sure. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll go another hour. All right. So it's like 10 a.m. the next day.
All right. Ugh, late nights after shift, not easy. Okay. So.
All right.
Wait, did I actually ever ask? I may have forgotten to ask Felix if hiring was a thing, or maybe I did bring that up last time.
You were walking around for a while, so if you want to bring it up on the way back.
Yeah, I would have it on the way back, would have asked. So, it turns out Lizzie wants a job. I don't know if you're looking for someone to help out.
How do I put this? Like, I definitely need someone to help me cover shifts at the bar. The last folks who helped me have gone on to greener pastures, as it was closed for the better part of a year.
Sure.
Does Lizzie feel comfortable, like, picking up shifts at essentially a bar, inn, and pub?
I don't think I think she'd be excited, but she's young. I'm not entirely sure how great she's going to be at covering your shifts entirely, but...
How do I put this? Probably not have her run the bar in the evenings. That would be bad.
Right. That would probably not be great, but maybe during the day if...
And definitely, like, how do I put this? Mornings tend to be quieter. Folks are generally coming in for a quick bite to eat and a cup of coffee before they leave. That might be the way to get her used to the idea of helping out. But it's just like she's more than welcome. We could try it out for a while. And like I wouldn't necessarily immediately run away. We can do a couple of shifts together, so she can get an idea of how to run the shop. But it would be nice to have someone to look after the pub when I can't be there.
Appreciate you giving her a chance. Do you mind if I bring her by tomorrow before I set off to find orphans?
Sure.
You two can talk while I go figure that out.
She can have fun exploring the place, and actually do so like to the point of becoming familiar with how it all works.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Felix. Appreciate it. I got a little nervous when she decided she needed to get out and do something, but at least knowing that I can have her with somebody I trust, so she'll be safe.
I think she'll do well. Like, she managed to survive in a world where she had to be really clever to get on day to day. The bar will be a quieter place. I guarantee you that much.
Tully's quiet after that last comment, but we'll continue to walk back to the bar at that point.
All right. So, yep. The next day occurs. You all get your sweet long resting. Go ahead and use the rest for the night button on your sheet. It should restore missing hit points and stuff appropriately. And get back your spell slots and so forth. And yeah, well, let's start with Regan. What are you doing this glorious Callistral the 6th? What
Good
day
morning.
is that? It's a wheel day.
Ooh, wheel day. I was actually just thinking I could probably find someone in the academy that knows what this stupid wand does.
Yeah.
These are all magical people here. So
Shoot somebody with it.
maybe I'll do that. Yeah, just be like, hey,
No
you.
magic protections. That's a school.
It's school. What could happen? Yeah, I'm probably gonna find someone to be like, I cannot for the life of me figure out what this stupid star wand does.
Okay. What kind of person would you look for? Are you going to go for a fellow student or another teacher?
No, I would go for a teacher.
Okay.
Another
so you're gonna go
student
for-
knowing I don't know what this wand does is embarrassing.
We have the 7 or
Yeah.
8 schools of traditional magic from the olden days. Which professor would you go to? It's like divination, conjuration, abjuration, necromancy, etc.
Let's think. Let's make an educated guess. I'm gonna go to the illusion professors.
Okay.
They seem to like stars, maybe.
All
I
right,
don't
yeah, you go to your illusions professor. Maybe you have a do you have a let's see. It's roll a 1d20. Actually, you roll me a flat check. If it's above a 13, then you've got a pretty positive relationship with this teacher.
Oh shit.
Otherwise, it's like a neutral relationship. If it's a natural 1, it's a bad
I
relationship.
got a 10. It's a
Okay, so
neutral relationship.
Neutral relationship. Okay. So maybe you're studying some of your illusion stuff for your exam, and you find the professor during an off hour when they're sort of having their break, and bring it up to them and ask them about it. Why, of course. He's like an elven man. He's very wispy and has very long, elegant hair, like all the way down to the floor. And he's wearing sort of her shiny golden robes, which you imagine might actually be an illusion itself. But he takes a look at it and turns it over and, yes, of course. This is trivial matter. This is a wand of, back in the olden days, in my time, we used to call this magic missile. But I believe the kids these days usually refer to it as force barrage.
Cooler name.
It's
The
a decently
olden
strong
days.
one, and it turns out that it is a rank 2 version of a wand of force barrage.
Ooh, nice. That's good to know. I'm glad I didn't like shoot that at anybody.
Oh yes,
That would have been.
testing that on a random person might be pretty painful.
Whoops. Thank you very much. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. It's good to know.
Perhaps next time you should ask your avocation teacher.
Avocation. Should have guessed. That was my second guess. Yeah, that's good news to now know what that wand does. And then I guess I'll check
Well,
up.
boss, that's one problem
God.
solved.
I forgot about this.
Your
Yep.
imp is just hovering over your shoulder. He's since told you his name. His name is Sethek.
Sethek.
Setheh or ACH. Sethek.
Sethek.
Or Sethek. It's probably more like Sethek. Yeah.
All right.
Well, boss, what's next on the study list?
Well, first I want to find out what my friends from the other day are up to and see if they found anything at night. Maybe we can go have some investigation fun today. But yeah, I'll contact Felix. Well, I'll assume it. He seems like the more early riser of everybody.
Sure, yeah.
I'll be like, all right. Like, hey, did you guys find any information last night?
And Zalara's relaying word for word, basically.
We managed to find a butcher shop that's curiously well stocked. And possibly some kind of outpost. We walked by it. It seemed oddly busy for 2 a.m. Our plan today is to try to figure out more.
Ooh. Do you need assistance today?
At minimum, your company would be wonderful. You're more than welcome to come by the bar.
I'm very curious. It's my nature to be curious about this strange butcher shop. So she'll probably start packing her things and be like, I'm going to head to the bar. I'll see you in a bit.
You don't want to come with me, boss? Or do you want me to do anything here, boss? Or do you want me to come with?
I don't know, like, what? You come with me.
All right, boss.
Let's
If
go
you say so.
together. We'll have a fun jaunt. I don't see why
I would
not.
actually assume that you probably... Well, yeah, would you have like studied late into the night until around they went to bed around 2-ish and then gone to sleep and woke up, or did you go to sleep early and wake up and do a bunch of studying this morning?
No, I was late night studying.
Okay, so yeah, you were late night studying and got up around this time. Okay, cool. So, you and Sethek are making your way over to the bar.
Onward, Sethek. Maybe he'll get to kill somebody. Or not.
Okay. Mr. Tullios, what are you doing this morning?
Now that I've slept in quite late because I had such a late night, we'll be getting up and getting ready and going to see if Listy is ready for possibly her first day of work.
Oh, already? Sure.
Nothing
Let me
official
put on
yet.
something better.
Oh, yeah, so go ahead. It will give you some time to get a chance to know it, see if it's good fit, but Felix is a good man, so.
Thank you so much, Dad. I don't know what to say. And she rushes back to her room and starts changing into something. She was like wearing house clothes, so she changes to something slightly nicer that she has. And comes up to join you.
All right.
And
then
you make your way?
Yeah, to the bar.
To the bar. Zoom out. Drag over here. And zoom in. Alright. Everyone's at the bar.
We all show up at the bar, and it's busier than it's been in quite a while. Well, besides the crowd of children the other day. But
were you open for business this morning?
Yeah, I would. I think Felix opened for breakfast. Has been trying to open most mornings for breakfast. It was probably, how do I put this? Rough waking up that early after being out at 2 a.m, but that's how you get a crowd, like some patrons for your business, is you show up and do the work. So if everyone's showing up in the late morning, early afternoon, I sort of imagine the morning rush has died off, but it's maybe just before lunch would show up.
Okay. You got again, not many people are out right now during these tough times. and the streets have been mostly clear. A couple of people who have had work have stopped by for just like a quick sort of morning thing. Like just some bread and a bit of morning wine or ale or something, some cheese, something simple. One or two guards stopped by, and not too long before everyone else shows up, we'll say, so you open up shop around 10, and everyone's probably there by noon. So a little bit before noon, a group of 3 Sable Company Marines show up. And they've parked their 3 griffins outside. Or not griffins, hippogriffs. Outside, they tie them up to a little post outside. And come on in. I guess this place is finally open. The boss was telling us about it the other day. You guys are open, right?
Of course, come on in. Any friend of Marcus is a friend of mine. He did me a wonderful favor saving me in the middle of the forest.
Great. Come on, guys. And he'll call his 2 buddies over, and they sit down, and they'll order just a small meal and some water.
Of course, they I'll like hurry myself to make them feel at home and like get their order out. But also like chat them up a bit. Like what brings you fine gentlemen to this end of the city? I'm sure the place has kept you plenty busy.
Oh, well, it wasn't too great last night. There was another riot outside the castle. Things have gotten a bit rough. We wish the queen consort would make a move soon. Especially with the seneschal missing, we're a little bit aimless right now. We actually just got back from searching out in the hinterlands, see if we could find any sign of him, but no idea where the guy's gone. It's weird for him just up and leave like that.
Forgive me, the who missing? I didn't quite catch that.
The seneschal? And you would know about the seneschal. Let me grab his name real quick, because I don't remember it off the top of my head. GMs, I always give you permission to pause the game to look things up if you don't remember.
I too am rapidly searching the World Bible for the things that I in theory should know.
Where did I put? I had the wrong doc open. There we go. Seneschal. What was your name?
Neolandis?
Neolandis, yes. Neolandis Kalapopoulos, something like that. Yeah. Neolandis Kalapopoulos. He's the current seneschal, and he used to be the seneschal. Almost always used to be the commandant, the leader of the Sable Company. And he was supposed to retire pretty soon. And word on the street, these guys will actually tell you, he was actually really good friends with Marcus. So Marcus is pretty worried about it. A lot of people say that Neolandis was planning to handpick Marcus for the position once he retired.
Well, it's odd with all the happenings in the city for him to suddenly go missing. What would lead you to believe that he was outside of it, though?
Well, no one's really sure. The last time we saw him was there was a first set of riots the night the announcement broke, and things got pretty heated outside the fortress, and that was the last time anyone had seen him. So lot of there's a dedicated group of the guard that's looking for him. We Sable Company Marines have been searching all around, any sign of him, but absolutely nothing.
Oh,
Worried
well,
that he might have died and maybe fell into the river or something. Who knows?
Well, I'm gonna hope for the best in that I'm certain that wherever he is, he's taking as good a care of himself as he can, and hopefully, your efforts to find him will turn up a happy ending.
Indeed. He's supposed to be a pretty skilled man, so can't imagine him just falling in a fight like that, but maybe he's just in hiding.
Or maybe helping the city in ways we don't quite know yet. I imagine someone who's been around as long as he has also is well aware of just how chaotic the city it could have become at the loss of the king, and I'll hope for the best for him.
Cheers to that. And as you're sort of finishing up talking with them, the others show up in short order of each other.
Welcome, friends.
Good morning.
Good morning or afternoon, I suppose.
Oh,
think
ever
bell's
so
going off.
slightly afternoon.
Just barely. The bell started ringing as the door was opening.
I appreciate your accuracy.
Well, it's important. What is that thing?
Oh, this?
Tullios points at the little imp that you saw.
Huh?
This
Who,
isn't
me?
a thing.
I'm Sethic, boss.
Sethic's helping me study.
Right. That's neat magic. I believe you two have already met my daughter, Lizdy.
Hello again, Lizdy.
Oh, yes. It looks like you're doing much better.
Oh, yes, thank you. I didn't expect you to both be here. I'm Lizdy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you again. And I'm excited to hear that you maybe want to work here at the Script and Scrimshaw.
Oh, yeah, I was telling my dad that it's just been, I've just been feeling really antsy being at home by myself all the time. I was hoping I could find something that could keep my mind busy.
Well, the Script and Scrimshaw will certainly give you that. There, in its heyday, this place was quiet for nearly a moment. But as we kind of figure out how to reopen it and to let everyone know that it's once again a home for all who want to wander by, we'll get busy once more. If you are going to work here, though, you have to kind of get to know the place. It's not just a bar. There's also like a rather decently stocked kitchen and an inn upstairs. So like you'll want to spend some time getting to know all the bits and pieces and the and like how to welcome folks to the Script and Scrimshaw.
Sure, yeah, I think I'm down for all of that.
Oh, cool. Right now, we're just finishing up breakfast and getting ready for lunch. Why don't you take a moment to kind of get to know the kitchen and bar space and give me a hand clearing up tables?
Sure. And she'll eagerly get to it and start helping. Let me swap over here.
Excellent.
Ooh. Sethic is so small.
He's very tiny.
Tiny.
Little tiny imp. Alright.
Sneaking
Yeah.
into places.
Don't know where you guys want to be or sit, but okay. So Felix is going to help Lizdy get settled in and start looking around and get herself used to the place. You can kind of set her up with a beginning tour and then sort of leave her to do her thing while you talk with the others if you wish.
Of course.
And while that's happening, I think I might have run down the street to pick up the quests from Nia.
Oh, yes. That's a good point.
So while they're talking, I'll just go out and I'll grab whatever we had that was still being done, and I'll come back right
All right.
after.
Yeah, that only takes like 10 or 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So sure, it's like 12:15-ish when you get back. And at that point, yeah, Lizzie is already in the back cleaning some plates and stuff.
And I come in and gently scatter things on a table. I don't know if you all had a bunch of stuff. I had all of my stuff getting ruined up, so... Oh, darker.
Oh,
Sorry,
oh!
I'm
it's
just changing the
night.
lights.
Just making it moody.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my flashcards on this table in the corner with Sethic.
Sit down
Holding
at
up some
Sethic's seat
cards.
and then go, oh,
Oh.
excuse me.
Don't
And then
sit
just
on
pass.
it.
Didn't see him at first. Right.
Okay, so you guys have the corner table away from the Marines who are all chatting in the opposite side of the bar.
Having a
Keep
very
them the
stern-faced chat.
I'm always
Regan,
stern
what did that
faced.
wand end up being? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, it's a... Well, the guy used a really weird term for it that I've never heard of before, but it's a wand of force barrage. Rank
Ooh.
2. So, glad I didn't shoot at anyone in the middle of the city.
Yeah, good decisions all around, but also a nifty thing to have on you. Like,
Yes.
people are not going to expect that, and that'd be a wonderful surprise.
Sure would come in handy.
It is useful for when I just fail to hit anything with my mugs of throwing like yesterday.
How do I put this? The positives from that is I think all the glassware survived.
Yeah, I tried to use the more wooden mugs and such. Luckily, those are out on the table.
Yeah, we didn't overcharge Grau for the breaking of those mugs, right? I just went with whatever you told me, so...
The wooden drinkware has seen so many scratches and bumps that I doubt that we managed to add any more that weren't already there in some way.
Okay.
And how do I put this? The long sword that he left behind was is more than enough to cover any bar tab that he might have left open. It truly is a rather fine sword. Felix doesn't unsheath it, but he'll definitely like raise the pommel for a moment and like just it's pretty.
It is pretty. It's a very nice sword. Does it have a name?
What fun toys did you bring back from Miss Gold?
Oh, you might have missed that. He said, did it have a name?
Oh, I haven't thought of one yet. The like it for its color, it might be something.
What color is it exactly? It's
It shimmers. It shimmers
it's
like a
silvery
silver
shimmer.
cold.
A silver.
color. Yeah. I think the Dawn Silver might be appropriate.
Silver. That works. I like it.
All right, sword renamed Dawn Silver.
Isn't that actually what it's made of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other suggestion that came to mind was Silver Song, but I didn't know if you'd had something in mind, so.
Names are truly the hardest thing to improv.
Well, I was going to say, you didn't have to do it right now. You have time to think on it, but...
How about the Silver Dawn, boss? Sethek is just like...
I was helping.
just floating
He's
there.
very
fine.
helpful.
This little thing. Yeah.
Sure, the Silver Dawn.
Silver Dawn.
A work in
Well, every good
progress.
sword needs a name, so there you go.
As long as you don't use it on me, boss.
I guess don't use it on my summons, please.
How long is he permanent? Does he stay forever? Did you
No.
actually keep him here? How does the?
No.
I don't know how these things work.
Just
I'm
a
on the
day.
clock right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you pay him for being on the clock, or?
See, I think about how summoning works, and I'm like, yeah, there's some form of payment in here, but not monetary, I don't think.
Not monetary and not my problem.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
That's something like soul essence, you know?
Just a little, just a peppering of soul essence.
Hey, I'm just happy to be here, boss. It's fun not being in the hells for a bit, you know?
Yeah, you could be in the wonderful, fragrant world of this.
Yeah, it's a lot more colorful over here. A little less heat.
Definitely preferred.
You two said you found a
Oh yes.
meat operation.
So, on the one hand, they may actually be doing good in the district, which is why I'd like to talk to them, because they are feeding people.
Ooh.
On the other hand, I don't know where they're getting the meat from, and that's a little concerning.
Oh.
Because if everybody else is starving, how are they finding meat to give out in the first place?
That is true. But I'm glad they're helping, at least. Not many people like to help.
I agree, if they're actually helping, that's wonderful, but my worry is that they are hijacking supplies that should be going to these people directly and then stepping in as a middleman to create false goodwill.
I see.
I could be wrong. I actually was talking to Felix about this last night. I'm going to try and track down some of those orphans we rescued and see if I can give them some employment to keep an eye on the place for us. See if there's
Ooh.
actually anything suspicious or if it's just what it seems to be on the box.
Child labor.
Yes, but the point is for them to
Yes.
watch and not engage with anything. And
Well, that's probably better than what they were doing before. Well, it's definitely better than what they were doing before.
I sure hope so. And I plan to compensate them like 2 silver a day each. Seems appropriate. That's pretty generous, I think.
I think that is generous for children, yes.
It's very generous, yes.
Yeah, the
For
children will be
adults.
very pleased.
Like that's a pretty good deal. So I'm hoping that they will be on board enough. But I need to track them down.
Do you remember
Just tell
what
them to be
orphanage
careful.
they were?
It was oddly occupied for the late at the late hour that we passed by. I feel like whoever is running that place is both being helpful and very careful.
Not really my kind of person. And no, I have no idea which orphanage they went to. That's part of the reason I have to go figure this out. Is what was the name of your friend? Your the contact that helped you out with the orphan situation, Felix?
Zenobia.
Oh, Zenobia did it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she, as the head arbiter, like, has a relationship with a lot of the institutions in and around the city, including the orphanages. And like, I'm trying to see if I happen to have written it down, but I myself, and you see Felix kind of paging through a journal, just honestly did not capture that detail.
Well, she may have split them up a bit too. I don't imagine any orphanage wants an influx of 20 children all at once. Plus, some of them may actually have families still, hopefully. But good of her to at least be willing to put resources to that task during these times.
How do I put this? Like, it may be worth not going too far to ask questions. Lizzie may have made a friend. It may be worth asking her if there's someone that she's still in contact with, who might be friendly to us to begin with.
I'm having conflicting thoughts here, and one of those thoughts is I don't know how I feel about my daughter having secret friends.
Secret friends? Having secret friends.
Hardly secret.
Secret. I'm never home, and this is a secret friend you've never told me about. No, I love it. I love the secret friend.
Don't do that.
I love it. No, it's very in character.
Well, I mean, we can ask her and see if she has kept in contact at all. Part of my concern is I'm not sure how she would have necessarily, but maybe she has contacts. Again, going into that, like, why would my daughter be keeping secrets from me? As though
My daughter's contacts.
my daughter has contacts. That's not right. Only I have contacts. How does this work?
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we can not interrogate her. I might go chat with her about it if y'all don't mind. Excuse me, squeezing pie, not squishing the.
I just don't step on.
She's working in the back right now. Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
that was a nod. I was acknowledging. Okay, we're just
Okay,
gonna
so
head back.
Tullios.
To
Felix waits for Tullios to get out of earshot before he plays.
Oh, it's locked.
Helicopter dads begin real early.
I suppose his daughter was kidnapped.
Thank you.
I would probably be a little like, what other secret? Like, no secrets. I must see every friend. Anyone you talk to.
I'm going to
I
do
need to
my
know them
best
all.
to protect you from everything possible.
She's
except that I'm
also a
an active
person.
death.
She is a person. Well, this feels like some growing pains.
Yeah, this feels like growth. We can address this at another time. But yeah, we'll head back and just check in on how Lizzie's doing.
Also, if we go out to see like the meat plant, are you just gonna leave her here
She's gonna
alone
be working.
in the?
Is the whole point. And
Oh no,
that's-
I'm asking Felix. Like,
Felix.
what are you gonna do? Is she gonna like chill here with patrons coming in?
At least during the daytime, I probably wouldn't ask her to run the place at night. It's definitely when life gets a little more interesting.
Okay.
But covering a lunch shift doesn't seem like the worst thing.
Imagine coming back and immediately being like, "This was the worst thing." Like it's just trash, and she's like, "Oh,
of
I did a
course.
good job."
on fire.
There's somehow a scorch mark in a corner, inexplicably.
It's-
As Tully makes his way into the back, you hear Felix the Marines getting up from their table. Thanks for the food. But we're gonna
Never
be
a
on our way
problem.
now.
You're always welcome, and best of luck with your search. I do hope Neolandius like turns up.
Thanks, and good luck with the business. We'll be back
course.
soon.
Tell your friends.
All right, and they exit and go mount up on their
Little hippogriff.
hippogriffs. And go fly off.
Bye.
Okay. Well, in the back, Tully, you make your way into the kitchen. And you see Lizdy's just finished stacking up a whole bunch of plates. Hey, Dad. Need something?
I had a quick question, just out of curiosity. Have you happened to keep in contact with any of the kids that you were rescued with?
No. She shakes her head. I've just been at home since then.
Perception check.
Why? Are they okay? Sure. Yeah, you can roll me a secret perception.
Absolutely.
Need to know dad senses.
Yes, add your base dad trait.
You squint your eyes at her as she says this, but she seems worried now. you seem to have scared her into thinking that like they're in trouble or something, but she doesn't seem to know anything about them. She's
No. It's all right. It's all right. I wanted to make sure that they were taken care of, and I didn't know if you had already been in contact with any of them at all. Felix said that they were situated at some orphanages. I'm not sure which ones or anything.
I haven't heard anything about them since. Well,
Do you want me to find somebody for you? Did you make any friends?
Oh yeah, all the kids were great. I mean, a lot of them were younger than me, but I mean, they're still nice people. I hope they're all doing okay.
I'm sure they are, and I can check in and make sure. And I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that you're doing well, too. You are doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. This is actually pretty fun. All right, roll perception again, blind. Yeah, she seems to actually like. You can tell that her mood drastically changes when she's like talking about things related to her captivity. But as soon as she like changes her focus to talking about the inn, she suddenly like brightens up and seems a lot happier.
Okay.
And more like the normal Lizzie that you used to know.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that this looks like it's working out. Make sure you talk to Felix about your pay. I noticed I didn't hear any of that when I was here before I left, so hopefully you've sorted out.
Oh yeah, we worked it out already.
Oh good, okay. I apologize, I stepped away for a few minutes.
Dad, you don't think I'm gonna work for free, do you?
Well, I sure hope not. No better than that. But I knew you wanted to get out. I didn't know if it was just to get out to be out, or if you're looking for pocket money or something.
Well, I mean, pocket money's fun, but mostly just to get out.
Yeah. Well, I think this is going to work out well then. If you're comfortable, you seem happy enough.
Yeah, I guess I'll see how it is with like real customers and stuff, but at least cleaning and stuff is it's pretty similar to what I did back at home, just in a new place.
All right, well.
All right, I'm gonna go organize the food pantry.
as he just kind of stands there awkwardly. Yep. Good job. All right, then we'll just go back. Close the door behind us. Yeah, she doesn't have any contact still, it seems like. So I'll just have to track them down myself.
What a shame.
I'm sure Zenobia will be able to tell you what orphanages everyone ended up at. There were enough of them that I wouldn't be surprised if it's not one.
Is Zenobia also in North Point?
Yes, she's normally at the Longacre house, which is like the seat of the court.
Gotcha. Okay, Zenobia. Here you are. Notes.
Note that you've never met her.
Right, but I'm sure I've heard of her.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, she's like the Chief Justice.
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's where like I'm aware of her existence, but I have not dealt with her. But I would know that she is the Chief Justice. She deals with that sort of thing. So, I mean, I don't know if Felix wants to offer an introduction. Otherwise, I can just go and drop in and see if she's available for a question.
So you're just like gonna drop in and ask. Well, I guess you have a uniform. Just be like, where are these orphans?
I have my daughter was captured, and
That's true.
She was friends with them, and it would be nice for her to have the reassurance of mind that they are well. And I think they might want to hear that about her too.
Yeah.
No. If you want the introduction, I'm happy to come along with. But like, you do have a more than valid excuse for wanting to connect with these kids.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to drag you away from your bar again if I can help it. I know you've got business to run. You're welcome to come along, Regan, if you'd like, but I don't know if you have studying or... Did you ever take your exam? Is that still coming up?
You know, it's very unclear when my exam is gonna happen.
Is this a pre-arranged exam, or do they have it on
You know,
dates? How does this...
It was pre-arranged, and then all of the city exploded.
Right.
And now I'm getting very mixed signals from how anything's going, it seems. So
you could ask.
I suppose I could ask my teacher at any time, but I chose not to because I really love surprise quizzes.
I did not take you for one to enjoy pop quizzes, but I suppose.
Yes, I love surprises. You know me.
And like, if you ask, it might then be now. Like they're like, yeah, sure, now's a great moment.
Yes, I'll summon the test to myself. They'll be like, we have free time, and I'm just not ready. So, probably missed it at this point. Now Regan is paranoid. She's missed her exam.
Okay.
She never asked when it was.
Not that I stoked paranoia in everyone.
Yeah. Like,
I think I'm going to head off to check in on the orphans with Zenobia.
Sethic is just flying around.
I was flying around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Getting excited?
He's just looking around the bar. He's gonna go. He flies over to the bar, and sits on the ledge, just like kicking his feet.
So we're not yet going to investigate the meat place.
I'm hoping to have our investigations of the meat place be when we've got more actual information about what's going on with this group.
Okay.
Because that's why I'm trying to recruit these kids to help keep an eye on things and see what's going on. If they're up to no good, I'd like to know about it. But if they're on the up and up, we can approach them reasonably, I think. We can actually sit down and talk to them, possibly, to get them to come back to work with the city rather than being their own random weird faction. Or we can knock some sense into them.
Yes, the free
necessary.
distribution.
It seems like their entire move seems opportunistic. They waited for the city to be plunged into turmoil, and mysteriously have all the resources necessary to help it out.
Is the meat free, or are they having people pay for the meat?
It sounded like they were giving it out for free. Not huge amounts, but even if you're not getting any food that day at all, getting anything is generous.
Are they drugging the meat?
Didn't sound that way. Did it? It didn't sound like people were like out of sorts at all. They just seemed generally like things are tough, but at least they're helping out.
Yeah, you didn't hear of any poisonings. You did hear that one person who had
Yeah, some food sickness,
some diarrhea from it, but that didn't sound like it was the majority of people.
So, if it's drugged, it's not a very obvious drug. I think.
I failed to mention, but the guys who are running it are going by the Cowhammer Boys.
Cowhammer Boys?
Yeah.
What a name. Okay.
Ooh,
Let me write that down.
well, who knows?
It's a fun name.
Part of me hopes that we uncover nothing and that they're just a very nice charitable meat operation.
I
would
honestly
like
agree.
that. Honestly.
Yeah, if they're on board with doing things the right way rather than vigilantism, but that said, moving on.
No, I don't really want to move on from what you just said there. But we shall. I just want you to know that I have my eye on you, mister, after that comment.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. Tullios does not know, but someone else might.
And this is just a question for anyone. Like Felix doesn't necessarily know this answer. Who would normally help in the city were the city not in utter turmoil for other reasons when folks were encountering food scarcity like this? There's a lot of charities around town. It seems like North Point is maybe not getting the help.
Part of it is North Point's kind of rich, if I recall. Not all of them, obviously, but it's one of the older and more noble infested neighborhoods. So the people there may not be as many charities because there may not be as many people who need charity in that district. But
That
also
is-
churches probably help out, and the government would help out, except everybody's all up. Things are a mess.
Yeah, that is the basic gist of it. Of the churches in town, or the faiths in town, the one that would help the most is the Dawnflower Church, Sarenrae. They are relatively far from North Point. They're closer to the. You've been there before. They're closer to the fort, not fort, the castle. The closest religions in North Point are the Church of Shaylin, which they have a very, very small cathedral. They've maybe got like 4 priests or 5 priests, not that many people to work with, and they're mostly concerned with doing art. And I mean, they're probably helping people to some extent. And the other church there is the Church of Abadar, which Abadar does help people. Abadar usually charges money. So I mean, they work things out with people who are poorer, but they do usually come with some kind of fee. So yeah, it seems to be the case that the people in North Point who aren't getting the food are the lower income people in that area, and probably some people from from Midlands and some other districts who have found out about this and have made their way over. You've also probably heard of some people coming in from the thief camp, and I forget what the other little settlement is. What's it called? Trail's End. The Thief's Camp and Trail's End are the two kind of outside the city walls settlements.
Okay.
And Trail's End is a lot of Varisians, and the Thief Camp is a lot of Varisians and Shawanti. And so some of those people have also heard about this and have started showing up. But so far, it's just it's a relatively small operation. It sounds like it's only been like 2 or 3 days. They've just started pulling people in. It sounds like it could grow.
Maybe we can help them distribute meat, and from there gain information.
We might be able to do that. Let me see if I can put some watchers on it, see if we can gather some information, and then when we come back in a couple of days, perhaps we'll have something to go on rather than just walking in the front door and seeing what's up.
That sounds like a plan.
All right. To the map.
To the map.
Map. Okay.
Don't know if anybody else is coming with me. I think I'm just going on my own. So.
Yes, you can get your children together on your own.
Okay. So Tully, you are going to the Longacre building.
Yep. All the way up here.
Up there in the north.
There we go.
Sounds like Regan, you and Sethek are going back to the academy, or are you going to study here?
It seems like nothing's really happening here. I guess I'll go figure out when my test is now that someone's brought up if I asked when my test was. So I can have a better timeline of when I'm actually taking this test. And
Okay.
I might but I might spend some time to learn a scroll. If that is something I may do.
I mean, learning from scrolls is also kind of part of your studying. So
Yeah. So I figured why not
qualify.
use that time.
Okay. And Felix, what are you up to?
I would stay here for Lizdy's first day. The Script in Scrimshaw is not the wildest bar in town, but still, it is a public house, and she should have a chance to have someone around for the adventure of learning how the place works.
Okay. Cool.
Plus, no one's going to figure out how the pantry is organized without me around. It's not organized. It is more or less just a section of the kitchen where objects have been thrown / placed when they're no longer needed.
It's ADHD organized. It's a mess, but you know exactly where everything is because you put it there the first time.
How are you able to describe my room so well?
All right, cool. So you're helping her figure out the organization system. Maybe she's moving some things around surreptitiously to better organize it. Okay, so yeah, the two of you are working together. Occasionally, some people will come in. Things are still pretty light business-wise right now. Okay. Cool. Where'd the Longacre building go? There it is. Hi. All right, Tullios, you make your way over to the Longacre building.
Which is the left of those two buildings. What's the other one?
Where am I?
Here? G2 and G3.
Oh, the building across the street is City Hall.
Oh, convenient.
Yes. I'm like, I knew it was something important.
Is the city hall the hall for the city, or is it like a district by district thing?
It is the city's city hall, yeah.
So that is a very fancy place then. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget what all they do at City Hall. I could find out for you.
But yeah. So you make your way over to the Longacre building. It's like 1:05 p.m. by the time you arrive. It's fairly busy inside.
Imagine so.
You try. What do you do?
I'm going to approach an information desk, if there is one, and see if I can inquire about some orphans.
Yeah. You see, there's a halfling woman there at the desk. Seems to be some kind of secretary. Excuse me. Do you have an appointment?
No, I was actually coming here to inquire about some orphans. I think that the lead arbiter had helped position. I wanted to make sure that they were taken care of.
Now, is this an official guard matter? She says, kind of looking you over.
Yes.
All right.
Is there a warrant in this case, or is it just
Not as of yet. It's investigation at this point.
Okay, so just a basic information request. All right, and she's like flipping through some pages in a big tome and or scrolling something. Okay, we'll need you to sign a release form right here. And she slides some scrolls over towards you, and there's the inkwell and the just go ahead and sign right there and initial there. Okay. Excellent. All right. Perfect. Yes. Which orphans are you going to be inquiring about? Do you have a list of names?
I can tell you that they were rescued a few days ago from a warehouse on the riverfront, and that a man named Felix Milos helped bring them to the lead arbiter's attention.
I see. So no names in specific. So you, okay, I
The
can try
only
to look
one
this
I
up.
know off the top of my head is one who was already returned to her family. So unfortunately, no, none of the others come to mind.
Okay. I think I can work with that. This will take some time. I've got something to finish right now, but I can help you with that. It'll take me about an hour. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
And you can just wait right over there.
Very good.
She points at a set of chairs for you to
I'm
wait at.
so bored. Gonna sit there for an hour and just try not to stare at her, and still stare at her several times, just in like this. I'm not really annoyed, but gosh, this is taking so long. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you wait about like 30 minutes, then she finally gets up. All right, gonna go start looking into that right now. I've got the details right here. Could take a little bit, and she wanders off to go do some research. About 30 minutes later, she comes back. Yes, we do have some files here that the arbiter filed. It's a little joke. With us, and yes, it seems that most of the orphans that you are referring to were placed at the local Corvosa's Mercy. Though some of them were placed at a few of the other houses. The Dawnflower House, they have the Dawnflower House, the Upslope House, both took in a number of these children, and some of them were actually, I think it looks like 10 of them were placed back with their families.
Oh, excellent. That is good to hear. I was wondering if all of them were orphans or not, but...
Yes, it looks like some of them still have some pending cases. Seems like some of them didn't have guardians that were willing to accept them.
Can I take a look at those cases?
Is
that appropriate?
Sure, if you want.
Okay.
These are public records. You're free to them.
I would like to look through the ones where they couldn't get placed back with their families.
Okay. It looks like of most of the ones that could not get placed back in their families yet have ended up at Corvos's Mercy, which is in fact this building that I pointed out earlier. That I was like, I think it's something, but I forget.
I passed by it on the way up, and I was like, oh, that's new. Oh, that seems like it's a relevant topic. Excellent. Then
Yes,
I will be making my way to Corvos's Mercy.
Okay.
Once I finished with this wonderful halfling.
All right. Yeah. She explains the details to you, and you make your way over to Corvos's Mercy. Luckily, you did not try to meet with the head arbiter or lead arbiter because that would have been a mistake.
I'm sure that would have gone splendidly. What are you talking about? She's not busy at all.
All right, so you turn up at Corvos's Mercy, and I believe this is the one. Yes, because they're right by the Church of Abadar. This one you see. They've got a key motif on a sign outside that says Corvos's Mercy.
Yeah.
Seems to be run by priests of Abadar. You enter, and various children are working on some kind of school stuff, it looks like. And a priest hurriedly walks up to you. Oh, excuse me, is there something wrong?
Hopefully not. My name is Tullios. I'm with the guard. I am actually doing an investigation. I was hoping to speak to some of the children who were placed here with you recently.
Nice to meet you. I am Gerund Erlenmeyer.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know why it said it as you, but...
Because I know it now.
You know it now. My name's Gerund Erlenmeyer. I'm the headmaster here. Yes, is something wrong? Do you...
We're trying to track down, well, frankly, anybody else involved with how they were kidnapped and taken before they were rescued. So
I see, this is for a case. Very
Yes.
well. Do you know the names of the ones you wish to speak with? I'm not super familiar with everyone's backgrounds.
My apologies, I do not. I know that they were rescued a few days ago by a Felix Milos, but unfortunately beyond that, I only know that they were placed here by the lead arbiter in the last couple of days.
Oh, I see. And do you have a list there? And it's like looking over your...
I've got the
Yeah,
papers here.
let
so-
me take a list. Look, oh, yes, looks like Bingo and Little Birdie are both... yeah, I'll go talk to them. Do you need any of them, or how many do you wish to speak with?
Just a couple would be fine. 2 or 3, actually, hopefully would be sufficient for me to get some information, but we'll have to see what information they have, if any. They may not know much more than they told the priests when they were rescued.
Okay, very well. Just please be sure to deal with them gently. They are children.
Yeah, of course. I have a daughter.
All right, and he steps away to go get the kids, and he comes back with a... I've not changed their art, so they're still holding pitchforks, but...
They are angry with me.
We've got Bingo, we've got Victor, and... where's... Tibbert.
Tibbert.
Tibbert's a half-elf kid, maybe half-elf Varisian. Got slightly darker skin, kind of bright white hair, and striking like white eyes. Victor is a darker-skinned kid, black kid, tight curly hair and like a little vertical fro. And Bingo is a skinny kid. He's slightly older than the other two, and he seems a little pompous. The three are brought to you, and you're taken to like a little side, like you're allowed to use the headmaster's office.
Excellent. Okay.
For this.
Perfect. So I'll ask them to all have a seat, and then I'll just kind of stand near the door, leaning against the wall, trying to be casual. How are you all being treated here, now that you've been brought here?
Yeah, we've been doing great, sir. Says Victor.
They're keeping you fed?
Oh yes, quite. They are feeding us quite well. Little Bingo says. Not as good as back at home, but we
Where was
make
back
do.
at home?
Oh, it's a complicated story. Little Bingo said. I don't wish to talk about it right now.
All right. I don't mean to pry. My apologies. I'm here because we're investigating further leads into Gadrin and that whole situation. I was hoping you might have some additional information, and also that you might be interested in some additional work if you would like something to do with your time.
Tibbert looks at the other two. Work? What do you mean?
Nothing dangerous. Well, as long as you keep yourselves out of danger. I'm concerned that the recent charity of the Cowhammer Boys has been not on the up and up. And I'm hoping that you can keep an eye out on the butcher shop where they operate for me, since it's not too far from here. And I'm more than happy to pay you all for the work.
Whoa, you mean we get to be like spies and stuff? Victor says excitedly, his eyes open wide.
Exactly. And part of being a spy is not getting caught. That's the staying out of danger part.
Oh, hell yeah. Being a spy for the guard, that's like my dream job. Wait, I want to be a spy for the guard, Tibbert says, pushing Victor out of the way. I don't know if I'm cut out for this sort of thing. Little Bingo says, in his pompous way, and turns his nose up and away.
Well, I suppose then, Victor and Tibbert, if you're both interested, I'd be happy to pay you each 2 silver a day to keep an eye on the butcher shop during daylight hours. I don't want you being out at night. And I'll come by with your pay and we'll exchange information. Would that be amenable?
Yeah, that'd be cool. We do get some free time to go around. I don't know if we'll be able to sneak out, but we might be able to make it work.
Well, again, a lot of this is not getting caught. And...
Oh, well, if you don't want to get caught, then I suppose you might have to pay me as well.
Well, I'd love to, but it seemed like you weren't very interested in actually doing any work, Bingo.
No, but I might accidentally tell the headmaster.
Oh, that would be unfortunate.
He looks at you.
And Tullios just stares at him.
Intimidate.
Yeah, just gonna return that gaze. Private? Or blind?
Yeah.
Or blind? Question marks.
Blind. That was athletics. So unless you just chokeholded the guy, the kid.
No, I was not doing that.
Fling bingo.
It was a very good roll. It was a critical success. You would
I'll
have.
just take
Please
two
do
off
not
of that
chokehold an orphan.
because it was 9 versus 11. So I'm so pissed at this kid. No, I'm just holding back. Just hold back.
roll a separate one.
I'll roll it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
still not the right button. Damn it. This button. There we go. Private. Blind. That one. Okay. Whatever that number is. Question marks.
Okay.
actually
Well, I
roll.
suppose if you don't
Yeah.
want to pay me, I guess that's fine.
You could always help out and earn it yourself. It's not like this is particularly hard work. It's more exciting than it is labor intensive.
I'm from too noble a stock to help out with this sort of low work.
And so, that complicated situation you didn't really want to talk about is the reason you're here then? Rather than being with your very rich family?
Yes, of course. If it wasn't for that, I would be back home eating caviar out of Mama's spoon.
Why her spoon? Do you not get one of your own?
Oh, it is just that Mama has the most magical gilded spoon. She obtained it from the priest of Abadar. That has magical healing properties applied to any food that you eat with it. It's quite delectable. You really should try it someday, sir.
I'm not even sure what caviar is, so maybe one day, but probably not today. Well, regardless, if Victor, you and Tibert are both interested, do me a favor and take a look at it this afternoon, if you have the time. I'll be back tomorrow with some coin, actually. And I'll give them both a silver piece today.
Okay.
As a
Nice.
starting bonus.
Well, I suppose I could help in a way. Bingo says after you give the two kids the silver.
In what way would that be?
I could distract the headmaster. And cover for the
No.
other two boys.
That actually would do quite well. This is the
Those
kind of
services
negotiation I like
would
to
be
hear.
more expensive than theirs because it is a more difficult task. And it does put me in direct danger. Sir?
You make a good argument. I'm going to pay you 1 silver now. And you will get a bonus silver as long as these two don't get caught. In addition to your standard pay.
Only a silver, sir?
I mean, you'll get 2 silver and then you'll get an additional bonus silver if they don't, as long as you keep your side of the bargain. If you fail, well, you're not getting paid. But
I'm afraid that this
Incentive.
sort of work usually would mandate a platinum at the minimum, sir. But I would be willing to accept a gold sale.
you'd be willing to accept absolutely nothing. Because you're currently staying in an orphanage, son. I'm so very sorry for you. But beggars should not be choosers. And you will learn that very soon.
Have it your way, sir.
No? Alright, so I'm gonna give these two a silver. I'm not gonna give Bingo anything. Oh, actually, before we go any further, which one? What was it? Victor? I feel like one of these.
Oh, I have
two
no idea
seems
if you
familiar.
can see their names. One second.
I was saying, sorry, the black one.
Yes, that's
Victor.
Victor.
Was he one of the ones who helped out with Lizzie? I recognize the faces because I know you had set them up last time, but I can't remember who all went to help bring Lizzie back to the.
Ooh, I don't remember specifically.
out
I
of
think
that,
he
then.
did. Yeah, I believe he did.
Okay. Well, regardless, I did also part of coming here was I wanted to thank you all for helping with Lizzie, as apparently you were instrumental in keeping her safe and alive.
Oh, are you friends with Lizzie? She was a charming child. I did enjoy ever so lovely working with her.
How
Was
old
she all
is
right?
this child?
She is. She's doing well. She's back on her feet. And she was concerned, so I'm glad I was able to check in and make sure that you're all situated well, and most of you don't have your head in your ass, so it's a good thing.
Oh, that's great news, mister. Yeah,
I don't know if you had
pretty
any
worried about her myself.
any messages you wanted to give. I don't want to tell Bingo that she's nearby. Bingo is 100% no-go in being friends here, so...
Oh, well, if you would just, you should probably let her know that, Noria didn't keep her side of the bargain.
Noria?
And she'll know what that means.
Fair. What does it mean?
Oh, it's just silly child things. You wouldn't understand, sir.
I really don't like this show. Every time I'm just like, I want to just upside the head or something. I don't know.
Can you bring back that athletics check?
Anyway, so I will step over to make sure that Tibert and Victor are paid their 1 silver.
All right.
Last
Silver,
call,
silver.
Bingo. If you want to be helpful, help the city.
You can try one more type of check. The persuade little Bingo.
I'm going towards
intimidation.
diplomacy in this. Yeah, I don't think
Intimidation did not seem to work.
Yeah, that's fine. I was aiming towards diplomacy at this point, as I'm kind of trying to angle towards the doing good for the city bit. I have no idea if he'll go for that.
All right.
So question marks on diplomacy.
If you must twist my arm, I will accept 2 additional silver. But nothing more, or nothing less.
Nothing more, nothing less. All right.
If it is for the good of the city.
It is for the good of the city.
And
so-
my darling friend Lizzie, of course.
This kid's more cutthroat than Felix is.
I'm going to pay this child 2 silver today. Now, before you go, I did want to ask, did you know anything else about Gadrin's operation? I know you talked to Felix and Regan and whoever the third guy was, but any more information about that operation? I'm just wanting to make sure we've closed all concerns there.
Like what? We already
Did he seem
talked to the
work
other
for anybody
guards for a
else?
while.
Did
Sorry,
he
what?
seem to work for anybody else or answer to anybody? Did he have weird contacts that came in at strange times that were infrequent, especially?
Well, there was Hookshanks and Giggles and the pompous guy in the red. I don't know if I ever caught his name. There was this one guy. I don't know who he was exactly, but he was kind of creepy. He had this weird smile. He showed up every once in a while. Had a weird haircut too. Like he just shaved like around the sides of his head and just had like a bit of black hair on top. He seemed really creepy. He kept every time we saw him, he kept threatening to like cut us up. He was always like playing with some weird daggers. But he only stopped by every once in a while. We
That's
hadn't
good.
seen him for a few months.
Hmm.
One time he threatened to cast a spell on one of us. He did it too. He
did?
like, yeah. It was he made Beetle's leg all weird and dark and gross. It was like
Did it get better?
some kind of weird black magic, sir.
Did he get better, or did Beetle's leg get turned into what happened with the spell? Was it temporary?
Well, it wasn't temporary, no, sir. It was pretty bad, but the when we took Lizzie to the church, they were able to fix him up there.
Oh, good. Okay. Good to know, though, that seems to be some sort of spellcaster.
He got better over time, but it did leave a pretty bad scar for a while.
I see. Is Beetle here at this location by chance?
No, sir.
Okay.
I think he went back to his family.
Oh, good. Okay, so he's back with his home. That's fine. All right. Very well. Well, thank you all for your time. Remember the deal. I'll be back tomorrow with your pay. Please let me know if you see anything suspicious. I'm specifically wondering about the guard presence there and making sure that people, well, if you see anything that looks out of the ordinary, let me know.
You got it, sir.
Good kids. And I'll open the door. I'm standing next to the door, so I'll just open it and kind of gesture for them to leave.
All right, and three of them will leave.
And before Bingo goes, I'm going to kind of put my hands across the door jamb.
Oh, what is it, sir?
Just to be clear, Lizzie is my daughter.
Oh, you do kind of look like her. It's the hair.
It's a pretty good giveaway. You should know where to keep your hands. To yourself.
My hand, sir?
Yes.
I don't quite understand.
That's probably for the best then. And I'll raise my arm and pass.
Okay, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Child will leave.
Don't know. I don't like the kid. I don't want him anywhere nearby. And I definitely don't want him in any sort of relationship with Lizzie. So we'll just hopefully cut that off the pass. I don't know if that will do us any good or just make it worse.
All right.
But now we have recruited children into our spying scheme.
Excellent.
And I think that's all I had planned for the day. So I don't know if we want to check in on somebody else. Well, I guess
All right.
Tullios probably goes to work. Ugh.
Let's do Regan. What are you up to for the day? You have
I can't
8
say I have
hours of work.
anything as fun as bingo. I'm just learning stuff. I am very unfun. I was looking at the chart for learning the scrolls that I have. I have
Yes.
3 scrolls. I think all of them are arcane. I checked that. And there's a
Excellent.
rank 1, 2 rank 2s, but the rank 1 is an uncommon.
Okay.
Yes.
Uncommon will add a little bit to the DC. Adds 2 to the DC to learn.
Okay, so it'll be a 17.
Yeah, if it's a first rank spell, then yeah, it would be a 17 instead of a 15.
And I have
On the DC.
my...
And learning a
Where
first
is
rank
it?
spell, it takes an hour per rank of spells. So yeah,
So it takes me half an hour for first
Oh,
rank and
because you
a,
have spellbook prodigy.
and an hour for 2. So this will take up at least almost 3 hours and 2.5 hours
All right.
if and hopefully I do a good job. If not, oh well, I can't critically fail,
Yep.
which is
Sounds
the
good.
best part.
And if you fail, you can try again after a week.
Yes. So let's see.
and you have hero points that you can use.
Okay, so I have some heroes. Blah, blah, blah.
I
Is there
think
a
normally hero points can't be used on downtime activities, but I allow it.
Ooh.
Or hero
I just-
points normally can't be used on downtime activities, but I've generally allowed hero points on everything
And
because I'm a cool GM. I'm so nice.
So I'm gonna do the rank 1.
All right, which one is this?
This is the Friend Fetch rank 1 uncommon.
Okay, so DC 17. Go and give me that Arcana roll.
Whee!
27.
That's a 27.
That is a crit success. So you learn it at half cost.
Ooh, half cost.
So that's only 1 gold to learn.
Alright. I'm just gonna write that down and do them all at the end.
Yep, sounds good.
And then
And you're basically like buying materials from they have a school store where you can buy a lot of this stuff.
We are doing the invisibility rank 2 common, which looks like it's
so
neat.
DC 18.
Da, da. It's a natural 20.
For 30, that is a crit success, so only 3 gold for that one.
Ooh.
Instead of
Every
the
time.
normal 6.
And then we have the last one, Scroll of Enlarge, rank 2. And it's common.
Sethic should also be helping you on these.
Yes, help me, Seth.
Yes. He'll aid the next one. 18, that's a success, so you get a +1.
Okay. Add that in. Whee. That's a 25.
25. Sorry, what was this one for?
It's
Another
the
rank 1?
rank 2 common.
Rank 2. That is a success then, not a critical.
And that would be 6.
What spell was that?
Enlarge.
Enlarge, okay. That'll be fun.
I thought so too. It's total for everything is 10 because it's 6 gold.
Yes, that would be 6 gold.
So there's 10 for all of it and 2.5 hours out of 8. 6. So 5.5. I suppose then I'll write all this down later. I should go find out when my test actually is, or if it's
All right.
happening anymore.
So you see if you can contact the headmaster again, Mr. Toff Ornelos, and you are able to. He sets aside some time for you in the day. You make your way over to the faculty building to go speak with him in his long office, yes, well, I know you've probably been in limbo on this for a few days now, given the passing of the king. But in the interests of speeding things along, yes, we could. I think all of the instructors have been marked safe. So I don't want to drag this out any longer than it needs to be. Today is currently Calistro the 6th. Yes. How about... It looks like we should have the correct faculty free on Fire Day. So 2 days from now.
2 days from now. Ooh, my goodness. Well, better to get it out of the way, I guess.
I hope you've been studying appropriately. This will
I've
be
been
an
trying.
all-encompassing exam, touching on all the subjects that we've worked on the last year.
How long do the exams usually take? I know I've taken them before, but
Well, this would be a special exam to see if you are still fit to be a student here at the school. I would like the assessment to be at least 30 minutes per professor. So with 8 professors, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, divided
my
by
God.
60, it's 4 hours.
Jeez, that's a lot of time. All right. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh man, are my friend's gonna get the stupid meat? Is this gonna coincide with the meat investigation? I sure hope not. But I have to take this test. All right. I'll figure it out. I'll get it done. To
Very
double
well.
time my studies.
The test, it will begin first thing in the morning, 8 a.m. on Fire Day.
On Fire Day. All right. Well, it's good to know when it is. And there was a bit of a rush to get there, so I'm glad I started studying. Thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome.
she'll head out and kind of like rub her head and wait, where does Sethic go?
Sethic,
come here.
He's somewhere around here.
I have to go get him.
Yeah, I lost him. He's
Oh.
tiny.
Come here. There he is. Hi.
He's hanging out at the fountain.
Splashing the fountain. Now is no time for splashing, Sethic. We have to get back to the books.
If you say so,
Study.
boss.
The test is in 2 days, and I only have you for another, 4 hours.
Yep.
So we gotta go.
All right,
And-
let's go.
We'll head off to go do that.
All right.
Read.
To the library. Okay. Let's go ahead and do an Arcana check. Or Academy lore, actually. If you have that or some other similar... I forget what your lores are.
Necromancy, summoning,
Academia.
and academia
Yeah,
lore.
this would be an Academia lore check.
Okay.
Or Arcana, but Academia lore, I think, with the 8 and the reduction for it being a lore skill, that would be better than your 10 for Arcana. So, yes, Academia lore. And let me roll a little Sethic. What's he got for you?
A 10.
A 10. So it doesn't fail you, but his presence at least provides you with 1+1. He could have given you an additional amount from that. So just 1+1.
1+1 for my help. All right. I
Mhm.
will roll that. Oh, I should have silented, but it's a 15.
15. You may use a hero point if you wish.
Sure. Why not? That sounds fun.
Need to pass that test. Very important.
Pass my test. Let me add in. Whoops. Just kidding. Whee. One better. 16.
16. Yeah,
It's better.
Where is my... Okay. Alright, so 16 will be just a regular success.
Oh, good.
1, 2... Okay. So currently you have 2 study points towards acing the exam. You need 4.
Oh.
If you get 3, you will simply pass. If you get 4, you will get a better score.
How do I get more study points?
Just
Study more?
spending more day studying and getting a success.
Okay.
If you get a crit success, it is a +2 study points. And I mean, you could do other things that might be similar to studying. But today, the learning of the spells was 1. Learning of the spells and just successfully summoning Sethic, because summoning is part of the test, that is 1. And then this success is another 1.
Oh, nice. All right. So I guess I'm just going to be studying for the next 2 days and then taking my test, and then either I'm free or really free. So we'll find out.
All right. So Regan is doing the studying. And
I'm gonna-
Sethic's timer isn't exactly to 24 hours, so he is able to sort of help you out through the rest of today.
Okay.
And
thank you,
that's what that
Cedric.
role is.
All right, boss. I stretched out my time a little bit, but good luck on the exam. If you need me again, you got my soul code.
Might not be a while, but maybe see you soon.
Peace, boss.
And then he like fades away.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Puts up a peace sign. All right. That leaves what are today's events with Felix. What are you up to?
I think true to my statement, I would try to stick around the bar and the surrounding neighborhood to give Lizzie, like some support throughout her first day.
Okay.
I'm still sort of collecting rumors and any kind of information about what's happening up in North Point. But I might also go visit Miss Gold, if only for the opportunity to maybe buy a couple of things and to hear what rumors she might have collected as well. Like she like here's a different half of the city.
Okay. Sure. Let's see. So, yeah. Where is my?
I definitely want to be back before the dinner rush, though.
Okay. So yeah, you spend time helping Lizzie learn about the inn. You take her upstairs, show her all the rooms, show her to clean them.
These two are actually guest rooms. This one is my mess, and yeah, mess is the accurate term.
Not many people come by still. Again, like not many people seem to know about the place. The couple of people who do are sort of surprised that you're open. And Lizzie actually brings up, maybe we should do some like advertising or something. Let people know that the place is here. Maybe more people would show up.
It's a pretty good idea. Definitely some banners outside and around the neighborhood would do some good to invite people around. Something for everyone to focus their attention on and like bring some fun to this part of the neighborhood.
Okay, and then go ahead and give me a diplomacy check.
Run at trivia.
To cover your gathering of information.
Public or blind?
You can do it public. And this is gonna be
15.
Okay. So that is still just a regular success for the sort of basic rumors. Because around here you don't hear a whole lot about North Point.
No, but like, how do I put this? If the Cowhammer boys are truly gaining in notoriety, I would expect words of their adventures, do-gooding, to make it out of North Point, and maybe there might be other leads.
Yeah, with the few people who have stopped by that you've managed to talk to, none of them seem to know, or like they don't bring up anything about North Point. When you're talking to Nia, when you go stop by her shop, she mentions, oh, honey, I heard very recently that most of the visiting ambassadors from here in Corvosa have actually fled the city. And the few of them that are staying behind are doing so because of personal issues back at home. I've actually heard that the ambassador Ampre from Cheliax is one of the latter ones. There's something he's hiding from that's keeping him from returning to Cheliax.
Gosh, whatever could it be? Like I understand people wanting to leave the city for the chaos taking place, but what could keep them around?
Who's to say? I mean, with those Chilaxians, you never know. But any case, yes, business deals. Yeah, we can talk. You mentioned some advertising. I have some connections, some local businesses that could perhaps do some signage, get out some flyers, that sort of thing. And yes, let's talk about if you're getting started in earnest. Perhaps we could talk about more supplies, that sort of thing.
Definitely.
And she will actually start going over a bunch of stuff that she's got access to. I'm going to separately build a little victory point mini game for the bar, so you can level up the bar. But I haven't done that yet, so that's my project this week. I'll do that, and things will cost different amounts of money to get things going, and you'll get bonuses from having the bar run.
Very cool. Nice. Yeah, how do I put this? I imagine that I would have stopped deliveries of almost everything at some point because if there's no point in paying money for it. So, got to get food vendors lined up. Got to get everything to work once again, so that people know it's a place to go visit.
Yep. Yeah, she starts giving you she's a merchant. She's got a bunch of connections. She's very well connected in the city for some reason, and she helps you out. You've brought her a lot of business already, so she's happy to help share. And yeah, start sharing your Rolodexes of info. All right.
The only other thing I would think to ask Nia are for any other random shortages throughout the city. I know that we were able to help out a little bit with the jolt leaf shortage. But I'm sort of curious if anything else is oddly out of stock.
Oh, now that you mention it, there was something sort of strange that I noticed. There's been a very interesting shortage of what to call them. A lot of medication, antidotes, antiplagues, that sort of thing. I've only got a few left in stock, and a lot of the other churches have been running out of them as well. Most of the vendors that I'd usually go to haven't been supplying lately. Many of those merchants have fled the area, but all of the local alchemists seem to have closed up shop in the last few days, so things could get pretty bad if those aren't set back up, but I'm usually this situation, someone will seize the opening in the market. Perhaps I should actually mark up the ones I've got in stock right now, but
always
people could use them.
Always clever. But even the alchemist that you know is just out of town. How I understand their concern, but you would think that someone would stick around with the city.
Oh well, my alchemist. I just he's not out of town. No, he's just stopped producing.
Okay.
Or at least I haven't been able to get an order with him. I have not yet managed to talk to him about why, but he just said he's been really busy. And I understand with, all of the chaos and anarchy going around, but he was like this for the last couple of weeks as well. Everything I've got is probably going to expire soon.
If you have an order you need to place, I'd be happy to swing by and say hello and do a basic wellness check in addition to helping to restock you. It's odd to me that so many things the city critically needs are just randomly disappearing.
Oh, it's fine for now, honey. I'm sure whatever the government settles into, I'm sure they'll be able to get the whole supply situation back in stock.
I do hope so. It's hard enough to run a business in this place without the city randomly becoming short of things we critically need to keep ourselves working.
Indeed, and though strife might be good for some types of business, I prefer my clients alive.
Flush with coin, no doubt. Thank you so much for all of your help. It'd be wonderful to get my business back up and running.
Maybe I'll be by later.
Well, you're more than
once
welcome.
I close up shop.
I've got some help to run the place now, so it's not just myself running
Oh.
around trying to do everything.
Oh, employees are a good idea. I've been meaning to get some for a while, but I can never trust anyone to run this place the way I'd want it to be run. But that's good on you.
How would I put this? It was a good opportunity that presented itself, and it gives the one of the kids who we managed to save from Gadrin's operation a chance to like get out of the house a little bit. But you're more than welcome to come by. Like, we'll be running dinner this evening.
Oh, child labor, honey. Opportunistic or altruistic? It's hard to say.
Gosh, you always find an angle on every moment. Rest assured, I'm doing most of the heavy lifting. I'm just an opportunity for her to get out of the house.
Oh, as long as you say so. Just go easy on the kid.
Of course, will do.
All right, bye, Felix. I need to do some inventory now.
Farewell.
All right. Okay. I'm under the assumption that no one else is doing much the rest of the day. You're just kind of...
I'm going to go to work.
Okay, yep. You go to work. There's a number of more fires.
There always are.
At the end of your shift, Mr... Where are you? I don't know where you are. Somewhere.
I think I'm still up at the...
Are you still at North Point? Okay.
I'll get myself, hang on. Down. There we go.
Towards the latter half of your shift, around like 8 p.m., like you're ending your shift around 10. Around 8 p.m., you hear word buzzing around the Citadel that the castle is going to make a citywide announcement tonight.
Tonight?
Yes.
That's concerning for multiple reasons.
And yeah, word is that it's something to do with the Queen.
I'm going
and
to
they're getting ready to, like, a bunch of the guards are being tasked with going around doing the herald thing of alerting people.
I'll step away someplace and summon Zalara to see if I can get a hold of Felix and Regan to let them know that something's going on. You should be aware that the castle's about to make an announcement, something to do with the Queen. I don't know if you want to be there. I'm heading over. So I'll ask Zalara to relay that, and then
she does.
I will. I guess I'm gonna go as a guard. I think I'm gonna go and try and support as a guard. As in the kind of dragooned manner that I've been foisted into the guard work, but I'll go as support rather than as mayhem.
Okay. So after your shift, you it sounds like the announcement is going to be around the time at the end of your shift.
Okay, then I'll just head out after shift. I'm not going to change. I'm going to go as Tullios.
Okay. You hear that Commander or Field Marshal Croft is also going to be there. Do any of the others go to the announcement, or it sounds like they're going to also herald cry it around the city?
Yeah, I think I'll hear about it through the herald cry. Yeah, it'll be loud.
Studying.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fair.
Is it late enough that it would be after I would close up? Because how do I put this? I'd want to get Lizzie home if either firmly home or firmly at the bar. Not.
I sure hope she should. She left like hours ago. At this point, it's like 10 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. She probably would have gone home by now.
Yeah, I would have made sure
and-
she got home
Okay.
safe. But like for being out, I think Felix would go join Tullios.
Okay. It's a little early for a bar to close per se, but you don't have anybody around right now, so.
Yeah, if the night crowd doesn't show up, it doesn't show up. We need to get the advertising going.
It's the middle of the
Okay.
week anyway.
All right. So, the two of you decide to go to Fort Corvosa, and to the main square, where there's a bunch of people gathered on this wheel day night, and the guard presence is pretty heavy around the sort of main stairs. The whole area around the castle is flooded with people. Everyone's got torches to kind of stay visible. The guards all have torches out and shields ready to sort of protect people. And eventually, around we'll call that 10:40 p.m., the queen comes out with a retinue of guards. Where are they? Huh, you can imagine them. I'll find them somewhere. My NPCs.
Where
I'm looking in the wrong folder. There's the queen. Queen consort. And Sabina, and a bunch of guards. I copy-pasted some guards, but there's guards around. As well as Cresta Croft, etc. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to do this in character or not. Okay. There's also a priest there with her. Because I believe they would need to cast the spell. Yes. So a priest of Abadar is there with her. And seems to... she's like up at the top of the stairs. She's very far away from where any crowds are. So they've got like a huge distance kept between her and the people. And this priest casts a spell on her, and you very shortly after,
Hello? Can everyone hear me?
and her voice is like echoing out into the crowd, and everyone goes silent. It was very quiet before, but this priestess seemed to amplify her voice.
Greetings, loyal subjects. Or... Well, I'll make this quick. It was only a few days ago that our darling King Eodred Arabasti II passed on from this world. His death is one that the city has felt very deeply at its core. We have been left rudderless, directionless in his wake, and I am no exception to that. I've spent the last few days searching my heart for what is the right thing to do, for praying to the gods that some path would open up before me. And wouldn't you have it, a few days ago, my hope was returned to me.
And you hear the crowd is starting to murmur amongst themselves a bit.
I have decided that I will take on the throne. From henceforth, I shall be Queen Iliosa Arabasti I, ruler of Corvosa.
And there's like a quiet amongst the crowd for a few minutes.
Oh
So
boy.
everyone is...
Can I look for like agitators? Because that's going to cause problems. There's already been riots the last 2 nights.
You see, you hear like a cluster of people nearby. One of them goes, "Fuck the queen!" And some guards like rush over and tackle him. And there's like a little bit of a scuffle.
Jeez. It's not
But
really helping.
Another cluster of people near you are suddenly like, "Long live the queen! Long live the queen!" And the cheers start to build up. And
Oh, thank you so much, everyone. I know that I am an inexperienced monarch, and I was not raised for this in the slightest, but I hope that in the coming days and weeks and months, I will prove to you that I am a leader worthy of your trust.
At this point, Tully has joined in on the chanting as well.
And in addition to my ascension today, I would like to announce the formation of a new elite force, a special task force that I would like to help assist me in my duties in the city. It is a position, a group that is open to all women of fighting age, who believe themselves ready to serve our city proud. Please inquire at the castle, should you be interested. As well, I've already sent out missives to our neighboring city-states and allies. The Hell Knights, though I know that they may be frightening, will be arriving in the coming days to assist the much stressed and worn out guard in fulfilling their duties. Please give them the utmost respect as they assist us in bringing the city back to order. Also, as per the festivities of my late husband's birthday, in the coming weeks, we will actually be holding a funeral for him, so that the city may finally grieve in a more healthy and productive manner.
And she'll go on for a bit talking about a couple of like small initiatives to sort of help organize things, start some neighborhood watches, try to get the city more involved. This goes on for a little bit, and then she sort of closes it off with like a
and these are just the first steps, my people. I do not know if I will be a perfect ruler, but I will strive to be. And I hope that I have your continued support in these trying times to come. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
and she turns and escort of guards leads her back towards the castle. And for the record, she was also still wearing her mourning garb, her all black outfit with the black veil and everything for that entire speech.
Was she wearing the brooch?
Yes, you could see that she was wearing the brooch, or something that looked like the brooch. You're relatively far away
from a distance, but she was wearing some sort of jewelry.
Yeah, she was wearing a piece of jewelry that wasn't there when you saw her last. It looks like it was probably the brooch.
Well, as long as the crowd isn't getting out of hand, I think I'll kind of make my way over to Felix and we'll leave.
Okay.
Head back
Yeah,
towards the side of town.
the crowd, there's pockets of the crowd that are a bit unruly, but it seems like the guard have them handled.
Okay.
Alright, so you
What'd
meet
you
up with
think?
Felix.
Yeah. I'm glad the city seems to be taking it as well as can be expected. I feared worse.
I did too. I'm actually quite glad that it didn't get out of hand. I don't know how to feel about that whole thing, but it seems like she's making changes for the best. Not fond of Hell Knights coming in to take over our guard duties, though.
Like, she has to feel that the help is warranted. And definitely the city has problems that like have her searching for any kind of help. I think that makes the request she made of us to investigate what's going on in North Point even more important.
What do you make of this special task force? Women only?
Like, this sounds like something that what was her name? We met her during she walked us to the Queen to
Savina Mirren.
Yes.
Savina. This seems like the sort of thing that like was maybe one of Savina's ideas.
Might have.
Like we've heard that she like has previously trained others, and like we know that the Queen was asking us to help out with problems around the city. I imagine that the Queen was reaching out to anyone for any idea, and this would have been as reasonable an idea as any other.
There's a small part of me that I'm glad that Lizdy's working for you. Because I'm worried that she'd be finding other employment otherwise, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for her to try and sign up to fight. I'm not sure she'd want to, but I know I'd want to after that.
She did a good job today, and I made sure she got home safe before
thank
the announcement.
Oh, geez, actually, I should probably head home too, Ivan. Gosh, it's getting late. Well, thank you again, and for everything, Felix. It's appreciated.
No problem, Tullios. It's a crazy time we find ourselves living in. We can all, by helping each other, hopefully get through it.
Agreed. Oh, and by the way, I did find the orphans seem to have gotten kind of scattered, but mostly at Corvos's Mercy, which is up the road a little ways. And I've hired a trio to hopefully help out. So we'll see if they can get us some information. I'll check in with them tomorrow.
Felix smiles. I hope that the trio can yield good information.
So do I. No idea. But all it cost me was 7 gold or something, so. Or 7 silver, excuse me.
7 gold?
7 gold
Okay.
would have been a lot, no.
Oh
7,
my
7
god,
silver,
these children are rich.
All right.
Alright, so now I'm going to go back home.
Okay. And I'll speed through. So assuming no one else is doing anything today, Regan is just studying. The next day, we'll do a quick summary version of what people are up to. Tullios, what's your plan for the day?
Assuming that the kids would have had time to go out and check on things, I would go probably escort Lizdy to work, mostly because I'm going that direction anyway.
Yep.
And let her go work at the bar, and then go and check in on the kids, make sure that, or see if they got any information. They may not have. It's totally fine if they didn't. Just
Okay, so yeah, your plan is to check in with the kids. Felix, what's your plan for the day?
I think my plan for the day is get Lizzie started, but to try and go into North Point and maybe instead of visiting like the bars, to try to go visit some of the other merchants. Like Nia's lead about the fact that many alchemists have packed up makes me want to try and figure out if there's any kind of pattern to the shopkeepers who have left the city. It seems weird that the things the city needs the most suddenly are disappearing.
Okay. Cool. So you're gonna take that angle, spend some time trying to look into this merchant issue involving the alchemists and healing resources.
Yeah, like someone could it could just be a complete coincidence, but it seems odd that everyone of a very particular category just suddenly disappears. Maybe there's a common thread.
All right. And then Regan, what's your plan for the day?
Study, 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 and then consider if the funerals for kings or royalty are normally open casket and the types of opportunities that could bring, if so, but mostly studying.
Okay. As part of your studies, you could quickly look that up, and yes, it seems like all previous deaths of monarchs, they have in Corvosa have been open casket, or
Yes.
deaths of deaths of any major official is usually like an open casket thing.
How exciting. I wonder how close I'll be able to get to the body. But we'll find out. Anyway, back to studying.
They usually they have from what you can tell, it sounds like they usually have a retinue of guards or something around the body, and then they allow people to kind of come by and pay respects at the altar, sort of thing. Usually they would have it at one of the churches, whichever cathedral that particular king liked, or king or queen liked the most. So you're not sure which one it would be. Don't know Eodrin super well, I guess. You could try to find out later if you wanted, but yeah, it'd probably be at one of these places or at the castle, and there would be some kind of procession. You'd get in line and be one of the many people passing by. So you could get, you imagine that you'd probably get within 10 feet or so.
All right, time to learn how to medically check very quickly.
Okay.
I could probably just ask somebody if I can do it, but
All right, so you're going to do studying. So go ahead and give me. We'll just do one Arcana roll for the day.
Arcana roll.
Oh no, we'll do two. So you're spending the entire day working on it. We'll do two study attempts.
Ba, ba, ba. It's a horrible study attempt.
Yeah, first one is a failure. You can use hero points if you wish.
Yes, I need to pass my test. Oh, that's much better. A 29.
Okay, so that was using a hero point to get a 29.
Yes, that was.
Last one was a 16. This one would be a 17. So that is a critical success. You've got your 2. You managed to, with that extra half day of studying, with all of the sort of notes that Sedek helped you arrange, you think you've got a pretty good handle on this to pass pretty well. You could try to go for double for the full critical success. Because you needed 4. You currently have 4, right? Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
You could try to go for. Oh, I said 3 was pass, so 6 would be full critical success.
Ooh. Yeah. So that's just one more Arcana.
Yep, you get one more today, so you could try to go for another crit. This would be a DC.
Ooh! I now fail my entire.
You would lose a point on a critical failure.
No,
Do you wish to keep that?
No, I don't. Oh my god. I got 28.
28. That is all right. You use another hero point.
It's like, oh,
28.
I'm so
is
stupid.
a-
I forgot things.
That is a critical success on the now 18 check. It is going up by one
Yes.
each time. So that is another 2. You now have enough points to, with today's studying, you are very certain that you're going to pass this test with flying colors.
I'm like, no, I can't be this stupid. I study twice as hard.
Point summon Solar to help you out.
Help. Yeah, we did it. Oh, how exciting.
Help.
I feel very confident in my test now. I wasn't a few days ago, but today I feel a lot of confidence in my brain and
Yeah,
magic.
you were in all these classes. You just were totally
I just
distracted.
wasn't paying attention.
So like it takes a while for things to start clicking, but now that you're like sitting down, you don't have any other distractions. The meat thing is interesting. The king's circumstances of his death is very interesting as well. But you're able to sort of help like block that out and just focus on getting your magical studies done. And yeah, you're able to speed through all the content, and you've got everything is nice and ready. You've got your review notes ready for the day of the test, so you can kind of read through those real quick and go.
I burst into the headmaster's office and demand to take the test today.
Well,
I guess he said the faculty wasn't ready. Yeah, until if not, I would have gone right in and been like, "Now, quiz me now." I got it all.
Okay. All right. So that is your day.
Yes.
Felix, you were going up to North Point to ask around, talk to merchants and stuff. Give me a we'll do 2 diplomacy checks. So we'll start with 1.
Public or
You can do a public. Public is fine.
diplomacy. Yeehaw. 21.
Okay, 21 versus that. That is a success. Okay, so you're asking around about this alchemist situation.
Yeah.
And
It's the sort of thing where it's, how do I put this? Like, I need to stock up on the sort of things that we'd use to help people sober up after a long night of drinking. So, like, I'm ostensibly shopping. I'm also just asking questions.
yes, so yeah, you talk to a couple different merchants who know alchemists. You find a few alchemy shops. The ones that are still open, they tell you that a lot of their ingredient suppliers, for specifically for things like anti-plagues, and antidotes, so things for protecting against poisons and diseases. A lot of those ingredients have been on very short supply, so they haven't been able to craft a lot of that stuff, and it's gotten worse with all of the merchants leaving. The other people that you talk to about the other merchant places, you hear about 2 different alchemists who both retired somewhat suddenly. It sounds like they both had some kind of big deal. They got some kind of big payout from someone who wanted to buy their business. And they both just packed up shop like within a month of each other. This was like a couple months ago. Both of them, yeah. Just they got some big deal for their business, sold it, went out to live in one of the little hamlets nearby. Just live out in the countryside, have fun in their retirement. They were getting on the older side anyway, so not super surprising that they would take this sort of offer. But yeah, a little weird that they both got a similar kind of big payout. And weirdly enough, neither business that was supposed to sort of come in after them seems to have appeared. Both of their properties have just sat closed, like fully boarded up.
I would want to like follow that thread a little more. Is there any information that anyone can offer about maybe the circumstances of the buyout, the identities of the two businesses that closed up, to possibly go chat with those owners, because definitely like that. Like the short supply seems to be something prevalent around the city, but like that the payout to close out the business, that's just weird.
Okay. Sure. So this will be your second diplomacy check. This one's a bit harder because it's a bit more specific, and not as many people are going to know about it. But go ahead and give me a diplomacy roll.
Indeed.
All right.
That's
It's a 23. That is, in fact, still a success. So you ask around more, trying to find more information about these two alchemists that closed up shop. One of them was in North Point proper. The other one you hear was operating out of Old Corvosa. Actually, no. Yeah. One of them was in the north side of North Point, and the other one was in Old Corvosa.
North Point.
Yes. And yeah, both cases were elderly gentlemen who had been running their alchemy shops for a long time. You're not able to find out about the one in Old Corvosa, like much more about that one, but you do find out that the one in North Point, their buyer was the person who bought from them was supposedly a Chalaxian noble from some noble house, or at least said they were. This is like you find somebody who is kind of like a friend of the alchemist, who was like, oh yeah, I heard that some like Chalaxian noble guy showed up waving around a bunch of money, said he wanted to buy up the place he wanted to open like a general store or something. Not sure what a guy like that was going to do with a shop. He didn't seem like the type, but Gale's
Maybe
getting old.
deal?
He wanted to take the deal. Don't know too much more about it. I think the guy, he had a pretty. It didn't sound like he was from around here. Not really sure.
Do you remember? Do you remember where the shopkeep retired to?
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Where did he go? I'm forgetting the name of the city or town.
Hamlet named Hamlet?
No, I know where it is.
Give me a quick.
It's definitely weird for some Chalaxian noble person to be running around buying up businesses. Like, I presume they would end up hiring someone else to run it for them.
Yeah, I didn't get the sense that the guy was going to do it himself. He seemed like he was... It sounded like he was some kind of maybe go-between,
Like he was working for some other client.
Oh, there we go. What is the name of that city?
Harse is the name of the town. Harse.
Harse. How far is House out of Corvosa?
Harse is not terribly far from Corvosa. It's let's see, Trotz is like a 12-mile journey north.
It's called Trotz. That's amazing.
Sorry.
I assume Walks is closer than Trotz is closer than Harsh.
I don't have my map right here, but yeah, it's some miles north of here.
Okay.
It's not like I don't think it's a day trip away, but
Like it's the sort of thing where it's long enough that you would go there to be there for a minute. You wouldn't wander down for an afternoon.
yeah, basically. I might be wrong on that, but actually I
think you're correct.
Am I correct? Okay.
I believe so.
And like far enough away that you can get out of the noise of the city and actually enjoy a retirement.
I'm
Yeah.
for sure at least that far, but I don't know how far.
What's that far?
Sorry, I was looking at a map and it looked like it was a fairly far distance to get to the northwest, something like 40, 60 miles.
Ah, yeah. Here's my map. Yes, it's to the north of here, and yeah, it looks like it's about 60 miles, kind of northwest. It's at the intersection of the Falcon River and the Sarwin River. I will eventually put the regional map in Foundry for you to see.
Okay.
I don't have it there yet. Yeah, Parse.
Cars. I can't think of anything else to ask. So like I think that's at least it for the chat with this person. I'm now sort of wondering about the world of meat. And
Well, that'll kind of, those were two like more complicated things to go looking into, so that's actually going to take up most of your day.
Yeah, no, so I think I'm good for the day. Then thank the person.
Okay, that leaves Mr. Tully.
Back to work after I
right.
talk to the people, the kids.
Yeah, so you're going to go talk to the kids, go to work, come back and talk to them again, probably at the end of the day. So, actually, yeah, when you go in the morning, they're not there. So you decide to come back later. When you come back that night, after working a pretty long shift, today there's actually things have kind of settled down a little bit.
Good.
Like only like one fire today to deal with, so it was actually a kind of relaxing shift for the most part. And the fire was pretty small. It was a couple rioters. You've heard that the Hell Knights have already shown up in town, and you actually see a couple around the Citadel today. They're all black armor, a lot of spikes, a lot of demon or devil iconography on them. They're very edgy.
Yeah, too much cutting there. I don't like it.
Yeah. But you don't interact with any directly. They're just kind of big and imposing, and they've been talking with some of the guards. And they're actually some of them are staying at the barracks here at the Citadel.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you get a chance to talk to the kids. What do you ask them about?
I'm wondering. Primarily, I'm hoping to find out if it appears that. Well, I'd like to know where the meat's coming from. First of all, make sure that it's actually like actual livestock and not. I mean, in desperate times, horse meat is meat, but more that it's not people or something untoward or not appropriate. That's why I was kind of asking about like what the meat tasted like earlier. I was like, where's this coming from? The other things I want to check on are guard locations. If there does seem to be a heavier, not even actual guards, but like people keeping watch or people on the lookout for something, or does it seem like they're worried at all about being caught out for what they're doing? If that makes sense.
The kids, yeah, so they've got this big pen outside, and it looks like at night some guys come and they bring some new animals every night. Last night tonight, they brought like a cow and like 4 sheep.
You didn't happen to see if the cow was branded at all, did you?
No, sir. I couldn't get that close.
That's understandable. No worries.
Yeah, and the other night they had like two pigs and a goat.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a couple of animals every day. And they have a lot of meat, Mister. I got a chance to look in their front store window. They have a lot, and the line's been getting bigger every morning. They have a bunch of people come by, just like everyone from people who don't look like they got a lot of money, line up, and there's a guy at the front door. He's always there, kind of guarding the place, and he like lets people in, kind of one at a time, or like families at a time. And it looks like sometimes the people go in and they come out with like bags of meat and stuff, and sometimes they come out like crying and like they don't have anything. And sometimes the guy's like laughing at them. I don't know why. They don't seem super nice. But well, what was that?
Doesn't sound like they are. No. Did you recognize any of the people who were forced to leave, or could you recognize them again if you saw them? I wouldn't mind talking to them.
No, sir. I don't know many of the people around here.
That's fine.
Some of them were families that it looked like it was mostly like Shawanti and like Verizian people who got rejected. I don't know why.
It's probably for the best that you don't know why.
I
will. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah. And there's the two guys who are like always in the window. Or there's like the one guy who's usually at the front door, and the one guy who's like usually at the desk inside. And then there's this one dude who's like always, he's in the back, or he like not in the back. He's in the he's usually the one with the animals out in the yard, and sometimes the animals are out in the yard, and sometimes they bring them inside. And then the animals never come out. Or sometimes they come out in the morning, but not all of them. Sometimes they're missing.
You do understand where meat comes from, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The animals give it to us, right? The animals give them a lot of meat, though.
They do. A lot of meat? Does it seem like more than the animals could normally give?
I don't know how much a cow normally gives, but it's
About
like...
a month's worth.
Oh, it looks like more than that, I guess.
Think so? Interesting. All right. Well,
And I think there's one more guy. Oh wait, no, two more guys. There's like there's this one guy who's always got on like a guard uniform that's sometimes talking to the rest of them, but the other guys don't. They're just wearing like normal clothes.
but one is still wearing his Corvosan guard.
Yeah, and there's
Interesting.
this dark lady that sometimes comes by, and I see her like she's always like kissing the guard guy. They like try to hide behind a tree, and they're always like kissing and talking.
I don't imagine you could hear what they were talking about since they were hiding behind a tree kissing.
No, I didn't want to get too close because then they'd see me.
That's smart. Well, I've got a lot to go.
They're
on.
alternating speaking. I don't know which kid. I'm tracking it.
I'm not gonna make it. It's fine. I will pay both of them, and I'll also make sure to pay Bingo his standard 2 plus the 2 extra.
Gotta pay
that were demanded.
Bingo.
So
Why,
that's a
thank
total
you,
of
sir.
8.
Oh my god.
I have been quite the useful person in your little endeavor.
Yes, you definitely have been very helpful. So here's your
As one of
pay.
my ilk is primed to be.
Primed. I'm going to leave before something bad happens here.
All right.
All right.
You
I've got a
leave.
number of leads, so I'll help. I think by this time
And
of the day,
to confirm the number of people they've seen a total of 6 people. They've seen four guys, a 5th guy who's always wearing a guard uniform, and
this
then
woman.
the dark-skinned lady, who only shows up. She shows up like once a day. It sounds like. And she's only there for maybe like 30 minutes at a time.
Okay, so coming by mostly to make time with the guard. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, besides doing a stakeout, which could be entertaining, I don't think I'll be doing that tonight. And it is nighttime at this point. We've gotten to the end of the day, just to make sure.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the other thing is that it sounds like none of those 5 guys ever. Sometimes they go away, but most of the time the 5 guys seem to stay there.
Yeah.
And one of them sleeps upstairs, and sometimes they can hear the guys playing card games in the window.
Gotcha. Sometimes they're there pretty late as well.
There's a couple other people that come and bring them the animals.
Yeah, I imagine there's more than just this, but this seems to be the primary group that stays at this
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, so a total of 5 people that seem to be there regularly.
So my leads right now effectively are tracking down the source of these animals because I don't know where they're coming from. Seeing if I can track this woman to find out what she's about. Is she a lover, or is she somebody just part of the gang, or is she just there to cause problems? Maybe she's just there for fun. Maybe she has nothing to do with it. So regardless, I think I'm going to head back home for the night and actually get a proper night's sleep for the first time in probably months.
All right. You go home. You have your nice sleep. Everybody has their nice sleep. We will progress to the morning real quick.
I sleep.
Bright early, 8 a.m. Cholesterol the 8th. Fire Day, the day of the test.
The day of the test. It's
Doesn't
test
it-
time.
I was going to say, it starts at 8, doesn't it?
Yes, it starts at 8.
Test. Test.
So, 4 hours in, 30 minutes with each. Sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. 30 minutes with each of your main professors. You managed to show off your skills in each of these courses. And at the end, you have you go back to Toph's office, Mr. Ornelas, and the professors each give their report on you.
I give him the middle finger. Say, I passed your dumb test.
Do you actually?
No,
Okay.
don't do that. But in my head, I do. But otherwise, Regan's very proper about it. But in her head, she's like, "Fuck you! I passed your stupid test.
All right. Well,
Can't kick me out."
Yeah, each of the professors in turn, they're very impressed with your work. She's been doing quite. It's almost like she hadn't fallen behind at all. I'm surprised she was able to catch up so quickly. Yes, I do think that she is quite the talent. She has passed with flying colors. She's actually read ahead, or she's actually learned some things that I haven't taught the other students in her class yet. I think she is quite promising. Especially in the necromancy department. Your necromancy teacher says,
Yay.
the way she summons undead is quite efficient. And her knowledge of anatomy is quite surprising.
Thank you. With fear in his heart.
And yeah, at the end, well, I think I've heard enough. It seems that you have managed to get things back on track, Miss Belladonna. Toph says, stacking the parchments in front of him. I hereby reinstate you to full studentship, and you may resume course. Actually, we will talk about this another time, but I'm considering some additional coursework for you, since you're so advanced.
Never do more at work than you have to. Always do the bare minimum. We're learning.
Don't be worried. This will come at the exclusion of needing to do some of your other normal task work. But this is all in the future for now. Considering the current state of the city, we will be in for at least the foreseeable couple of weeks, we'll continue in a self-study program, so make sure to stay on top of your assigned practice work from your professors. And we will resume normal classes hopefully soon, once things have settled down, especially now that the Queen has decided to step up to the plate. Very well. Anyway, do you have any other questions for us? If not, you're free to go.
Oh, thank you so much. She thanks each professor. Thank you. Very polite.
They all shake your hand.
Yes. And she leaves. And then goes, oh my god. Oh, okay. At least I have some breathing room now to go about this mystery business, my extracurricular activity. So.
All right. And as you're leaving, you hear something scuttling behind you, and there is a skeleton. That's just shambled out of the faculty building behind you, and it's holding a parchment. It rattles and holds it up to you.
I'll take the parchment. Thank you. What is this?
Okay, you unfurl it, and it reads, "To be continued."
Damn it! The skeleton has a message for me.
All right. And that is it for the evening. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you had fun. A lot of random things, logistics, but we got through it. Sorry for the slightly longer episode. Thank you so much. You know the usual things. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on the podcasts. We're in your house. We're right behind you. Look out.